How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. How we doing, folks? How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. How we doing over there? It's Kelley. We're here to talk about all things as we do each and every day. Well, Saturday. This is going to be the last Saturday for a while. But Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern time till noon, talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction. And the question I'm going to answer is, once you get this condition, is this something that you got to deal with for the rest of your life, or is there an alternative? Is there an alternative? That's the question. So, but here's the thing. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, it is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So that's why, and that is how you defeat it. You defeat it the same way that you got it. Woo. That's how it goes. We're going to talk about how to defeat that. But how are we doing? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. We just getting going this morning. A couple of folks coming into the room. Like I said, if you're new, my name is Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years. Been in Texas altogether, coming up on 15 years, 14 and a half years. I've been in Texas all together. I think it's time to move. I think it's time to go somewhere different. You know what I mean? Time to broaden my horizons. 15 years is a while. But how we doing, folks? When you're coming into the room, do me a favor and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. So if you're struggling with type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, man, yeah, bebop that screen, double tap that screen and share this live out there with them and say, hey, you got pre-diabetes? You've got high blood sugar? Hey, come on over, check out the live. He's talking about a couple of things over there. Double tap that screen and let TikTok know, like, hey, we're doing a good job over here. We're educating the folks. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. If you're just joining, there's a couple of other folks that are just joining the room. We are here to talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. Like, what the heck is it? Like I told you earlier, it is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. Meaning, if it was the diet and lifestyle that caused it, shouldn't it be the diet and lifestyle that gets us out of it? It's just logic, right? I was an engineer. Before I was a nutritionist, and I was an engineer in the oil and gas industry. And we talked about all things gases. Whew, lots and lots of different natural gases. So I've been on the oil platforms everywhere, out in the middle of the ocean. So I've seen the thing or two. And then we just use logic. We reverse engineer things. And here it is. Here's what it means to reverse engineer type 2 diabetes. It means that where did your life go wrong in these areas? Just like it did for me. Stress management, activity levels, sleeping, but it's predominantly what you are eating. That's what it predominantly is. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar, just like it did for me. What do you mean like it did for me? Well, because a few years ago, I was a diabetic. I got diagnosed with having type 2 diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese. The triple whammy. The triple whammy, right? Or the hat trick, as they call it. If you've ever watched hockey, it means when they you score 3 goals in one game, it's called the hat trick. Who's ever experienced a hat trick before? Who's ever gone to the doctor? Put a me in the chat if you've ever gone to the doctor and they just giving you like, you got this condition, this condition, this condition, just like they just give you a whole bunch of conditions at all at the same time. Is anybody else happened to you, or is it just me? Is it just me that happened to? Put a me in the chat. Let's see. Do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen as well, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Let's see if we got some me's. Okay. Did you use medication for it? I did use medication. Okay. Here's the medication that I used. It's called, I took a ton of it. I'm still taking it, by the way. It's called lifestyle medicine. That's what it is. It's called lifestyle medicine. Stress management, activity, eating, predominantly what you're eating, sleeping. Shout out to you, Grandma. Those are the 4 areas right there. It's a formula. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's the medicine that I took. And it's called lifestyle medicine. Yeah, I got prescribed metformin. I got prescribed a statin. I got prescribed all of that stuff. I got prescribed all of that stuff. But no more. No more. Turned it all around. And you can do the same. That's the thing. You can do the exact same thing that I did. Because here's the thing, like I said before, with type 2 diabetes, it is one of the easiest conditions to get, and it's one of the easiest conditions to get rid of. Because it was predominantly the diet that did it. There's been people who have been hanging out with me on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're talking about type 2 diabetes. There's been people who have been hanging out with me on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And these people are getting amazing results in this 14-day challenge. What is it? It is a 14-day blueprint, a nutrition blueprint that folks have been doing. Same one. I created it. Check it out. Here it is. Lots of folks want to know, what's the challenge? What's the challenge, Kelley? Here it is. The challenge is for folks who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, where it's downright necessary. Like, listen, my blood sugar has been high for so long. I've been on the blood sugar roller coaster for many, many years, and I'm ready to get up off of this thing. Just like how I was. Here it is right here. Just like how I was. There it is. That's me, folks. That's what you call diabetes. That's what you call heart disease. That's what you call obesity right there. You can see it on both cameras, right? Diabetes, heart disease, obesity, all at the very same doctor's visit, right? Look, I could barely tie my shoes, right? Because my belly had just gotten so big. So what I did, folks, is I cleaned up my diet. People ask, well, what'd you do? How do you get rid of the thing? Well, I cleaned up my diet. I switched from the diesel fuel to the unleaded. Okay? Well, what do you mean from the diesel fuel from the unleaded? I told you I was in the oil and gas industry. It's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. But it's predominantly what you are eating. What are we eating? Diesel fuel. Mostly ultra-processed junk food. That's what I was eating. So here's the thing, folks. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. That's the medication that I took. Eating real, whole, unprocessed foods. You do that. That's what I'm going to teach you how to do today. We're going to tell the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded. Once you master that concept, sky's the limit. That's what I teach you in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Now, here's the thing. If you are new to me, put new in the chat. If you're new to me, be like, I never heard of you before. Who are you? I'm new. You don't know me from a can of paint. My name is Kelley. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes. Couple of new folks, quite a few new folks. I've been listening to my sugar went from, since listening to you, sugar went from 37 dropping to a low. Doc had to cut me back on the medicine. Yeah, I know that they did. I know that they did, Princess. I know that they did. Let's see. Let's get to y'all questions. Let's see. Questions. Throw them questions in there. Can one still gain healthy weight? Personally, I've lost a lot. Can one still gain healthy weight? Yeah, you can gain healthy weight. It's very possible to gain. That's it. Yeah. Just like you can lose weight healthily, you can gain weight healthy. Same way. Same concept. Just reverse it. Okay. My A1C went from a 10.9 to a 5.8 in 4 months. I've lost 40 pounds. J.N., shout out to you. How did you do that? How did you do that? Lost 40 pounds. Yeah. Princess, yeah, it went from 370 to dropping, and the doctor said, hey, the medication, because if you combine the medication with lifestyle medicine, like it's got to be one or the other, right? But you got to use the real medicine. That real medicine, that's the one you're taking right now. Lifestyle medicine. That's it. The doctor's going to have no choice but to pull you back. So that's it, folks. If you want to get out of that bottomless pit of more and more and more and more medication, because that's what it is. That's what it led to. That's what it led to for me. The doctor was like, yo, here's more and more and more and more and more medication. I personally did not take the medication. I'm not telling you not to listen to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you I can't prescribe you or tell you, not to take your medicine, whatever. But what I can tell you is it's predominantly what you are eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. That's what's causing it. That's the medicine. The food is the medicine, folks. And the medicine is the food, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And do me a favor, folks, bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling. My name's Kelley, struggling with type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any of that. Just like how I was. I don't have it anymore. No more diabetes, no more heart disease. Share this live out there with them. And let's get this party going. Back to the questions. Let's go. A couple of new folks. Shout out to my new folks. Shout out to John Robinson. I see you, John. Okay, Trinidad Margot, I see you. Sparkles, what up? Doc wants me to be at 5.4. Yeah, 5.4 is a great number. So 5.4 is a great number. I prefer 5.3, but hey, 5.4, hey, even better. I mean, not that even better, but around the same range. Love it. Yeah. I was at 50 too low. 50. Yeah, 50 is too low. Yeah, that. Your lifestyle changes are powerful, Princess. They are. Diabetics to need medication. If you are to need medication, what do you mean diabetes to need medication? Not sure what you mean by that. I don't, let me see. I don't take medicine when my sugar is regular because I don't want my blood to be dependent on it. Yeah, that's great, Princess. Lifestyle medicine is powerful. So it should be lifestyle first, medication second. Lifestyle first, medication second. Stress make upset your organs. Exactly. Diet, food. Bravo. Good morning. Gorgeous. I can't really make out what you're saying there, but right back. Good morning to you as well. Do you ever talk about cancer? Sorry, I'm new. No, that's not my area. That's not. I talk about type 2 diabetes. Okay. How to maintain the good food habit after 3 days. Try Easter fast. No food, no water. How to maintain the good food habit? How you maintain a good food habit is to have enough reasons and to plan ahead. Plan ahead. Always plan ahead. Have enough reasons as to why you want to plan ahead. Have enough reasons as to why you want to maintain this good habit. That's where you start. Reasons. Okay. My A1C dropped to a 5.7 to a 5.2 with berberine and changed my lifestyle. That's it. And a changed lifestyle. That's it. That's it, Harris. That's it. That's what it all comes down to. It comes down to changing that lifestyle. Okay. In what area? Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. It's a formula. Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Pace. Maintain your pace. It's what you're going to have to do. It's predominantly the C, though. Okay? Clean eating. My A1C dropped to a 5.7. Yup. It's dye food only. I was 12, now to a 5.8. Amazing. Everything that was wrong with me dropped. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Everything that was wrong with me dropped. You must be willing to destroy anything in your life that isn't excellent. That's what it sounds like to me. I like that. Woo, my fasting is usually around 4.8, but post meal sometimes reaches 9, but lost a lot of weight. What country are you in? You might be using a different metric, right? I think you might be using millimole. Lost 10 pounds. Shout out to you. The hydroberberine to prevent prediabetes, prediabetes and possibly reverse type 2 diabetes. It helps, yes. Berberine is a great, bonus. We'll put that in the bonus. Berberine, great bonus. But lifestyle first. We can add the berberine as a supplement. Great. But it's always going to be that food first. The eating. Is prediabetes considered type 2? It is. It is. Prediabetes, the difference between prediabetes and type 2 diabetes is this. Here's the difference. How bad did you let it get? How bad did you let it get? That's the question. How bad did you let it get? Because insulin resistance has already started. Insulin resistance has already started. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. Now, when your A1C gets to a 6.5, they'll say, yup, it's bad. So it's time to give you some medication. That's the only difference between prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. How bad did you let it get? I'm overweight by 3 pounds. 3 pounds? That's a very tight number according to my BMI. However, still have extremely high sugar, 7 to 9. Just your BMI doesn't have anything to do with it, right? It doesn't have anything to do with it. It's how insulin sensitive are you? You see a lot of people around here that they're not. You look at someone and be like, man, they're very, very slim. Like they're not overweight or anything like that, but they've got diabetes. I don't get it. You know, so weight a lot of times doesn't have anything to do with it. A lot of the times it does, but it doesn't. That makes sense. Love the book by Michael Greger. Yeah, How Not to Die. It's a great book. What's up, Netta? Is prediabetes considered type 2? Yeah. Let's see. How do you control cravings? By having a savory breakfast. By starting your day off with a savory breakfast. Step number 1. Start your day off with a savory breakfast. We'll talk more about savory breakfast coming up in a little while when we get to the board. But that is real quick. It is a whatever you will have for lunch, have that for breakfast instead. That's it. That's a savory breakfast. What you'd have for lunch, have it for breakfast. Okay. HbA1c will tell you, but it's manageable. Yeah, it's more than manageable. There's a lot of things that can tell you. That's one of the tests, your A1C, which we're going to talk about coming up next. Thank you for reminding me, because we're going to get to the board and we're going to talk about all things A1C coming up here in a little bit. But first, back to your questions. How do you control the cravings? Yep, savory breakfast. I find it hard to lose weight and I don't eat much. So what am I doing wrong? Well, there's way more areas. There's 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. Stress management's number 1. If you're stressed out, you ain't losing any weight. If you're not being active, you ain't losing any weight. Clean eating, well, lose weight. Well, don't eat much. You don't eat much. You don't eat much of what? You know what I mean? What are you eating when you eat, though? You know what I mean? And then finally, how you're sleeping. Those are the areas. And are you drinking some alcohol? Those are the areas. See, all of that stuff starts to tally up. Then it spits out your score. Let's see. I was in a 12, so glad my doctor worked with me and didn't put me on the shot. Yeah, shout out to you, Princess. With a monitor, okay. 56 and feet hurt every day. Diabetes, is it? Well, possibly. Have you gone and gotten tested? 48 state freight? What does that mean? You're a truck, or you're a truck driver? Is that what that means? 48 state freight? Yeah. So it could be, you mean you got to go get checked out. If you're having the signs of your feet hurting every day, it's a very good chance. At the age of 56, yeah. Go have your doctor give you a test. Psyllium husk before a meal help with blood sugar spikes. I haven't heard that one. Good morning. Shout out to you, TikTok Pam. Thank you for the daily heart me. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming at you guys straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. If you're new, put a new in the chat. Trying to find out where all the new folks are coming from. We talk about all things insulin resistance. We talk about all things type 2 diabetes. We talk about all things, if you are struggling with this chronic health condition, how the hell do you get rid of it? How did I get rid of it? How did over 300 people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? There's been over 300 people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over 300 people. Now, not everybody makes it to the end. You're like, well, what the heck is the challenge? The challenge, shout out to the new folks. Like I said, folks, the challenge is for folks who have said they feel like every doctor is just bad. Every doctor's visit is just bad news on repeat. If you feel that's you, if you put a me in the chat, if you've gone to the doctor and you just feel like every doctor's visit is just bad news on repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat, put a me in the chat. How do you stop the spiking? Stop the foods that are causing the spike, right? So what we're going to talk about today, diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel, the ultra processed foods. That's how you stop the spiking. It's the 4 areas I talked about: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. But it's mostly what you're eating. That's how you stop the spiking. Diet and exercise is the answer. That's it. Not me. As serious as diabetes, how could you not fight for your life for 14 days? It's a very good point, Big Delva. Diabetes is super, super serious. It's super serious. But the reason that most people won't do it is I'm going to answer your question. It's due to change. Change is one hell of a thing, okay? And changing your lifestyle is super. It's just like the most extreme thing that people could do. Well, we fear changing our lifestyle is the most fearful. Like, it's super. There's nothing more fear than changing your lifestyle. Not even diabetes. When it comes to diabetes, when it comes to fear of change, most people fear the fear of change over diabetes. You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. Because here's the thing. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance is the most serious condition that there is. Why? Is because insulin is the most important hormone in your body. So with it being the most important hormone in your body, when you're resistant to that, oh, yeah. Insulin resistant folks, that is going to be the cause of everything else. You're like, well, people were like, well, what? Why'd you have heart disease? I told you I had heart disease. I told you I was obese. You want to know what the culprit behind all of that was? It was like the boogeyman, the guy hiding behind the guy hiding behind the scenes was insulin resistance. It was right there in front of me the whole time. So underneath everything, underneath all the surface, if you pull back all of the layers of all of these chronic health conditions, you just go in, you just pull them all back, just pull back all the layers. It's going to point to one thing and one thing only. And that is insulin resistance. Because about 90% of the population, 90 to 93% of the entire population is insulin resistance. Let me say that in America, especially in America. But you're resistant to the most important hormone in the body. So that's what prediabetes means. So if you're anybody struggling with prediabetes, which means you already have insulin resistance, it means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. You share this live out with there to them. Anybody with erectile dysfunction, same thing. Insulin resistance, okay? Your soldiers are not marching due to there being some interference with insulin. A lot of it. Same thing, PCOS, same thing. It's basically insulin resistance of the ovaries. I told you, it's the cause of everything. Heart disease, like I had. Why do you think I had heart disease? Well, because I had insulin resistance. That's why. And it's the same thing when it comes to you. So to get there, you're going to have to go through a little pain. You can reverse the insulin resistance. You can reverse it. But here's the thing. You're going to have to go through a little bit of pain. And you're like, well, what pain is that, Kelley? You're going to have to go through it. It's called the lifestyle change. In what areas? Peaceful mind, having stress management, activity, especially what you're eating, because that's what's caused it, mostly, and effective sleep. Those 4 areas right there. And the fifth honorable mention is substance abuse, alcohol. Now, it's going to be painful, okay? It's going to be real painful to make this change. I ain't going to lie to you. Can I eat apples? Yes, you can eat apples. It's going to be painful. I ain't going to lie to you. But pain is not punishment. It's a filter. That pain that you're going to go through, that pain of change, no. It ain't punishing you. It's testing you to see if you've got what it takes to get what it is that you said that you want. So you're going to have to go through a little bit of pain. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. And this is it. This is probably if you don't remember anything that I tell you from this slide, just remember this one though. Cop this one. Jot this one down. That when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Jot that one down, folks. If you're ready for change, that's you. If you say, I'm ready for change, I'm ready to go through a little pain. I'm ready to get outside of my comfort zone for 14 days. You ready to get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, like over 300 other people who have accepted this challenge? Well, we're taking your nutrition and we're just going to streamline it. It's a blueprint. You follow the blueprint, just like everybody else. It's a system. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, you get the results. That's it. 14 days. You're like, how is that possible in 14 days? Well, there's many people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, and in 14 days, they've been taken off their medication by the doctor. I'm not a doctor. I can't take you off your medication. But that's it. The whole time in 14 days, I'm going to prove to you that it's been the food the entire time. It's been the food the entire time that has caused you to become type 2 diabetic, mostly. So back to these questions. If you want to join that challenge, before we get back to the questions, if you want to join that challenge, there's more about it in my bio, right? It's links in my bio if you want to learn more about that challenge. There's also a quiz there. There's a masterclass there. So the quiz, the masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Real people, real structure, real results. Is monk fruit good? Monk fruit is great. Monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Carnivore plus fasting, old man, and healthy keto, apple cider vinegar. If that works, if carnivore works for you, carnivore doesn't work for everybody, right? But if that works for you, hey, knock yourself out. Yeah. Hello, just joined. How do you determine if the diet is correct? Here's the thing. We're gonna determine that next. Thank you for asking that. We're going to determine that next. It's the next segment. It's called your fuel source. But are you filling up on real, whole, unprocessed foods most of the time? Or are you filling up on diesel fuel? You're filling up on the ultra-processed junk, the Ho-Ho Twinkies, the ding-dongs, the Doritos, the Takis, the McDonald's, the Taco Bells, the Chick-fil-A. Okay? That's called diesel fuel. Which one are you doing mostly? That will determine if you're clean eating or not. Hello. Let's see. Hello, just joined. Yup. I reversed type 2 diabetes in 2 months by eating clean. A lot of tears, but I did it while pregnant. Yeah, that's it. Lucy, you said it. You said it. 2 months of eating clean. You did it. You did. You shed a lot of tears. It was tough. It was hard. It was hard as hell. But it wasn't that pain that you went through. That wasn't punishment. Like I told you before, it wasn't punishment. It was just a filter. See if you've got what it takes to get what it is that you say that you wanted. And you did. So shout out to you. Yeah, Raising Cane. That's another one. Diesel fuel. Took me longer than 14 days. Yeah, it's gonna take longer than 14 days. Just like she was saying there. It's gonna take long. It took 2 months. It's gonna take longer than 14 days. To see the overall picture is gonna take more closer to 3 or 4 months, 3 to 4 months to see the overall picture. But in 2 weeks, in as little as 14 days, you can put a huge dent in your overall A1C. You can put a huge dent in your blood sugar, just like many people have done. It's like, what's her name? Carletta. That's it. Carletta was on here. And she's telling her story about how her blood sugar is going down every day. And she's on day 8. Started off at a 500, day 1, 400. By day 7, it it was at a 178. And by day 8, 173. It's a proven system, folks. It's just the food. And it's a proven system, and it's just the food. That's all it is. It ain't. In 14 days, that's what we're gonna prove to you. It ain't nothing but the food. I don't care how long you've been. She was battling. Other folks have been battling with it for 10 years. Doctor took them off their medication after the 14-day challenge. I can't take them off their medication. I'm not the doctor. But what I can tell you and show you and prove to you that the whole time, the whole culprit, it was just the food. It was just the food. That's all it was. That's all it is. There's other areas. There's a lot of things that could be contributing to your high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Yeah. Can you have any carbs at all and be able to reverse type 2 diabetes? Yeah. Yes and no. Yes and no. Whole unprocessed carbs? Yes. Ultra processed carbs like whole Twinkies and ding dongs and pancakes and all that, waffles? No. Different kind of carbs though. Refined carbs versus whole unprocessed. Totally different. Home cooking, that's it. What are the three main meals you eat on a daily basis? Well, a savory breakfast. Super boring, right? A savory breakfast like chicken and turkey, and avocado with a side salad, right? Something like that. Or a tofu scramble with some broccoli, with some nuts and seeds on the side. It's called a savory breakfast. And you eat like that throughout the rest of the day. Can you throw some carbohydrates in there? Sweet potatoes? Sure. Acorn squash? Sure. Butternut squash? Sure. Just mix those things up like that. That's it. It's pretty boring. How do I reverse hypoglycemia? Same thing, right? It's just a fancy way of saying, how do you reverse high blood sugar? Well, it's the same thing. It's called, you got to take a blood sugar shower. You got to take a blood sugar shower. What's a blood sugar shower? Like I told you before, there's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly, what are you eating? What are we eating? People are like, well, what do we eat? Whole unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and whatever protein you choose, whatever protein source you choose. I don't tell people what protein source to choose anymore. I used to be like, yo, eat this protein. No, don't eat that protein. I don't do that anymore because it's just an endless, bottomless pit. But here it is. So whatever protein you choose. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's tofu, whether it's tempeh, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, whether it's fish, whatever you prefer, just make sure that it's the leaner sources. Things like I said, not processed meats. Things like bacon and salami, hot dogs, bacon, like I said, sausage. All that stuff adds up. There's a lot of stuff that could be causing you to have poor health. There's a lot of stuff that could be causing you to have type 2 diabetes, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It's predominantly what you are eating. What's a good carb? Whole unprocessed carbs, things like quinoa, things like black rice, maybe things like farro, rice. That's some rice, brown rice. These are whole unprocessed foods. These are good carbs. Bad ones, like I said before, Doritos, grits. Grits are not great. So for my southern folks, South Carolina especially, my peoples are from South Carolina too. So know a thing or two about some grits. Grits in the morning, folks. It's gonna be bad for you. My A1C went from an 11.9 to a 6.9 in 3 months by eating better and eating more fruit. 11.9 to 6.9 in 3 months. That's it. That's it, Carrollton Mason. You hit the nail on the head. That's the only way that you're gonna do it. You are right. Because you can take medication until you're blue in the face. I don't know how long your number was how long you stayed at an 11.9 or somewhere around that area, but I'm pretty sure it was for a while. Probably built up for a while. It took a lot longer than 3 months. But to get rid of, to make it go down 5 points in 3 months, whoo, that's incredible. By eating better, that's it. No matter how you try to dance around it, how do you get rid of hypoglycemia? I know a lot of people ask, how do you get rid of hypoglycemia? You can high blood sugar. You can dance around it. I'm telling you, you can dance like you're a ballerina. You've seen I went to a ballet once, and I said I'd never go again in my life. I just wanted to go and see what it was like. But I can tell you, a ballet ain't for me. It was like a 50-minute show, and I nodded off like, I nodded. By the end of the show, I was nodding. They were doing a lot of dancing. They was dancing around. But when it comes to defeat, you can dance around at the ballet. But when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes, folks, there is no dancing around. There is no dancing around it. You cannot be twinkle toes. You're going to have to stare it right in the face. And go right at it. The comfort zone. You're going to have to destroy your comfort zone. See, here's the thing. The danger with comfort is how slowly it goes to work. How slowly it does the work on you. Comfort, it does the work on you real slowly. In the beginning, it feels like a reward. But by the end, it feels like straight up torture. That's the comfort zone. So we got to be able to destroy that thing. That, folks, is how you reverse type 2 diabetes. That is how you reverse insulin resistance. That is how you reverse the hypoglycemia. Folks are saying glycation. That is how you do it. You can't dance around it. You can try and try and try, but at the end of the day, it's just going to point you right back to the same thing. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Can we have oatmeal porridge? Nope. Would not recommend it. Okay. Oatmeal and eggs and a fruit. As long as you're not doing the fruit in the morning. Thank you for the hat. As long as we're not doing the fruit in the morning. That's a good one though. Bread, whole wheat. No. If you're going to do bread, prefer you not do bread. But if you're going to do bread, we want to do an Ezekiel bread. Okay. If we want to do bread, preferably. Spinach. Yep. I just got in how to reset, sir. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is here it is. This is a 14-day challenge. Here it is. Where's the 14-day challenge? It's right here. Let me show you. Click right here. Click on my picture again. You're saying, well, where's the reset? Here's where the reset is. Click right here, and then you click on my picture again, folks. It's going to take you. How you doing, folks? Right over here as well. If you click right here, you see that link that says Linktree? That link that says Linktree. And for my folks on my other socials, it is that link that's in my description. Click on that link. And then this, folks, is where all the goodies are. What's here? All of the goodies. What's on this page? The quiz, masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, how have you been managing this thing? You've been doing a great job managing this thing, or you've been doing a terrible job managing this thing, like I was doing. That quiz, 2-minute quiz right here, linked in my description, is going to give you those answers. Takes 2 minutes. And then there is right there. There it is. Quiz. There is a masterclass right here. Free masterclass right here. 45-minute masterclass, folks, where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula. I said it was predominantly what you're eating, right? Then I said that. That's what it is. But there's some other areas too that contribute. Stress management, activity, eating, and sleeping. That's what we go over in this masterclass right here. Free masterclass. All you got to do is pay attention right here. Look, right there. That's all you got to do, pay attention. That masterclass. But then finally, for my folks who are ready for serious change, you've gotten to the point where you say, listen, change isn't just desired. It's downright necessary. I need this change. That's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where it is real people getting real results. These are the people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, you say, listen, I've been struggling with this blood sugar thing for a long, long time. And no matter what I've done this and I've done that, and nothing is working, man. Every doctor's visit feels like a nightmare on repeat. Bad news. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So here it is. Everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. Everything is free. All you got to do is pay attention. But here's the thing. When it comes to the challenge, that's the only thing that I got to charge you for, because it's real people getting real results. What kind of results? People have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. In 14 days. You're like, Kelley, what, doesn't it take 3 months? Don't you get an A1C every 3 months? That's not possible. Yeah, it is. It's because every day your body is producing new red blood cells. And you want those new red blood cells to have no sugar on them at all, or little to no sugar. And as a result, that adds up to your overall A1C. Yep. It's been people on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge who's taken their numbers from a 400 to under a 150 in 14 days. These are real people. They come on every day and they tell their story. If that's you, if you're ready for change, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, the live discount code, use that discount code, you're joining the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? So if you show up, you do the work, and you do it again the next day, and you do that the next day, and then you do it again the next day, and then you get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. By the time you look back, at day 15, you're going to look back and you're going to be a whole new person. Because the whole time, no matter how long, for real, no matter how long you've had this condition, the whole time, it was the food. The whole time, it was the food. That's what we're going to prove to you in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're eating real, whole, unprocessed foods in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Same food you eat now. We're just going to change the order in which you eat them. We're going to clean it up. We're going to take that diesel fuel out and we're going to clean it up and we're going to replace it with the unleaded fuel. All right? Clean eating. Real, whole, unprocessed foods for 14 days. You do that. And at the end of those 14 days, you're going to be like, damn, it really was the food. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code, ESCAPE. Let's see. Bitter melon is great for blood sugar. Yeah, bitter melon is great. Love it. How do you restore your pancreas that gave me diabetes? Are you talking about type 1 diabetes? What type of diabetes are you talking about? All right. So if you got type 2 diabetes, that's totally different than type 1. Eating too much makes it spike. Yeah, eating too much makes it spikes, and it makes it stay spiked for a long time. Thank you, my good sir. And it makes it stay spiked for a long time. So the more and more you eat, that spike's going to stay up there, and it's just going to come down maybe, and then it'll shoot back up again, come down, and then shoot back up again. If you've ever seen your blood sugar on a graph, after you eat just like a huge meal, let's just say like Thanksgiving is coming up. And you know how on Thanksgiving, when you just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, on Thanksgiving, when you eat like that, if you've ever worn a blood sugar monitor, I'm talking about the one with the graph, and you see that graph go up and down and stay and down, and it goes down and then it goes back up again. You're like, whoa, that's what happens when I eat that. Oh, yeah, that's what Kelley was talking about when he said it's a lot of things that could be causing me to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what I'm eating. That's what he means by that. It's predominantly what you're eating, folks. First gift they've ever sent. First gift they've ever sent. First gift you've ever sent. Oh, express appreciation. I appreciate that, boss. Thank you for that. First gift you've ever sent. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for putting type 2. Many assume type 1 is the same. Yeah. Similar. Type 1 is, thank you for asking that. Type 1 is different than type 2. It's similar but different. What's similar about it is you've got high blood sugar. That's what's similar. It's the only thing that's similar. High blood sugar. Now, how you got high blood sugar, now that's totally different. Okay? Type 1, autoimmune condition. There's 2 types of diabetes. There's more types, but for the sake of this live, we're going to talk about these 2. Type 1 diabetes means that you don't produce enough insulin, meaning that the cells from your pancreas have been destroyed. The cells, the beta cells, they're called, have been destroyed. Who destroyed them? Who destroyed your cells? Oh, it was the immune system that destroyed it. Why? It's because it thinks that it's the enemy. It thinks that those cells are the enemy, your immune system, aka where insulin comes out. So you cannot produce insulin. Every time you produce insulin type 1, boom, the immune system takes it out. Like, take it out. And then eventually they just sent the whole thing over there. They basically bombed it, boom, and destroyed all the cells. So you cannot produce insulin. But insulin is the most important hormone in the body. So if you're type 1 diabetic, you have to have this. Everybody has to have this hormone. So that makes you insulin dependent. If you're type 1, insulin dependent. You depend on insulin. How long do you depend on insulin? Well, you depend on insulin for the rest of your life. That's what insulin dependent means. Now, on the other hand, there's a type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, yeah, you guys got high blood sugar, but you're the opposite of type 1. Meaning, instead of too little, you've got too much. You've got too much insulin. And it's just like wreaking havoc throughout your whole body. You become resistant to it. You're insulin resistant, not dependent. You're like, well, Kelley, what's insulin resistance? Who wants to know what insulin resistance is? Put a me in the chat. Let's talk a little bit about insulin resistance, folks, and what it is. Put a me in the chat. Yeah, okay. We got a couple of me's. Check this out. Okay, we got a couple of me's. Here's what insulin resistance is. To be a type 2 diabetic is to be insulin resistant, meaning you're resistant to the most important hormone in the body, meaning you've got too much sugar, meaning the cells do not respond. You're producing enough insulin, but your cells are not responding to it. Why? It's because they become resistant to it. Why did they become resistant to it? Simply because you're giving it too much insulin. And how did you give it too much insulin? Well, like I said before, we're going to the root of this conversation. It's predominantly what you're eating. The food that you eat will determine how much blood sugar goes through your body. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So the food that you eat has to get into the cells, but they can't get into the cells unless through insulin. So if you're insulin resistant, it means that the energy cannot get into your cells, so therefore they stay on the outside. That's why your blood sugar keeps going high. It's 50, your blood sugar's at 100, it goes to 150, 200, 250. It's because you've got too much insulin. That's why you become resistant to it. You don't become resistant to something that you've got too much of. I mean, you become resistant to something because you got too much of it. You don't become resistant to something if you've got too little. If you got too little, you don't become resistant to it. It's kind of like if you drink alcohol. If you drink a lot of alcohol, you remember the first drink you had, it was one beer. You're done. Woo! You're toast. But as the years went by, you can drink more and more and more and more and more and more and more alcohol. And you still be like, yeah, I got a little buzz. I got a slight buzz. I had a 6-pack. I just got a slight buzz. That's because you built up a tolerance to the alcohol. And it's the same thing. Thank you, Kendra. It's the same thing with the insulin. Insulin, you've built up a resistance or a tolerance to it. The cells are like, you've come around here so much. You've been eating all this junk food. You've been like stressed out all the time. You've been not sleeping good. You've been not moving your body. And all of a sudden, your blood sugar just keeps kind of higher and higher and higher. So that's what insulin resistance is, folks. It means that insulin cannot do its job. What is the job? To sum it all up, what is the job of insulin? The most important hormone in the body? Oh, yeah. Its job is to put the energy into these cells so that you can have energy, so that you can move your body, so that you can dance around. That's the reason that I'm dancing around like this is all due to insulin and blood sugar. Had it not be for insulin, had it not be for blood sugar, I would not be able to move my jaws. Because it's literally energy. It's called ATP. So folks, when I tell you that insulin resistance is the most serious condition that there is, I'm not joking. Insulin can't do its job. You're in a lot of trouble. You're going to need help from the outside. Well, people are like, well, why do they give me injections then? Why do they give me injections of insulin if I've already got too much, if I'm a type 2 diabetic? Well, the reason that they give you too much is because, the reason that they give you more and more and more and more, you have to use more and more insulin as a type 2 diabetic if you've got too much, is because that's the point. You've already got too much. Okay? So you need more to overcome the resistance. That's kind of the point. You need more insulin to overcome the insulin that's already in there, that's already being resisted by the cells. So you need more and more and more reinforcement. It's like the backup. Yo, you got backup? Yo, bring backup. It's your backup. More and more insulin is your backup. And you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. The insulin just keeps on pushing the cell door open, pushing. And then finally, the cell says, all right, it opens. But it took a whole hell of a lot to do it. So that's why, as the years go by, you've got to get a stronger prescription due to this little thing called resistance. So like I told you before, folks, that sums up insulin resistance. So that's making sense to you on what insulin resistance, let's tell you how to fix it first. You just got to have less. How to get an alcoholic to someone who drinks a lot of alcohol to lower their tolerance? Oh yeah, they don't drink alcohol for a while. Okay, If someone drinks alcohol, a lot of alcohol, and as they say, every day they drink a lot of alcohol, and they go 1 month without drinking any alcohol, just 1 month, their tolerance is going to go down. It's going to go way down in a month. And it's the same thing when it's funny enough. You don't know what you want to know, that insulin works the exact same way. The exact same way. Literally. If you lay off all of the stuff that's causing you to have more and more and more insulin, aka your lifestyle, aka the food that you're eating, aka how you're not sleeping good, aka how you're always stressed about this or stressed about that, and how you always being a couch potato, you ain't moved. You be like, I'm allergic to activity. I'm allergic to it. Well, if you're allergic to it, you ain't allergic to it. Human beings were designed to move. So those are the areas, folks. That is what insulin resistance is. And then that is how you defeat it. That's the same way I defeated it. It's the same way that everybody who's joined the 14-day challenge is defeating it. Are you still going to have diabetes after 14 days? Yeah, you still have diabetes after 14 days. But in 14 days, you change what you are eating. You change what you are eating, I promise you. You get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. The insulin resistance, like we talked about, if you just joined us, we just finished talking about insulin resistance. You will get yourself off of that roller coaster. Now, if that's making sense to y'all folks on what insulin resistance is, put a me in the chat. If you now understand what insulin resistance is, if it's clear to you now, put a health yes in the chat. All right. Or if it didn't make any sense and you want me to say that Kelley, insulin, I still don't understand it. You got to understand this thing, because it's the villain that you're fighting. It's called insulin resistance. Put a health yes in the chat if it's making sense to you now, because there's a couple of more folks coming into the room, of what insulin resistance really is. I mean, like, to its core. Health yes. Put a health yes. Let's see. Couple of folks coming into the room. How you doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, where we talk about all things insulin resistance, as we just finished talking about. All things type 2 diabetes, all things, erectile dysfunction, PCOS. Where does it all come from? Pre-diabetes. Where does it all come from? You want to know where it all comes from, folks? It comes from, oh yeah, the food. That's where it comes from. Cool. Yeah. Thanks. Hi. Shout out to y'all folks. Ed, 1000%. I have. Yep. Health. Yes. Health. Yes. That's making sense to you on what insulin resistance is and how you got to fix it. Okay. We'll talk more about how to fix it next. That's the next segment. It's called diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel. How to help ED. Same thing. Same thing, Frankie. I mean, not Frankie. Sorry. Who said that? Philip. It's the same thing. It's insulin resistance. Erectile dysfunction is nothing more than you see those capillaries that have to expand to make you rise up. Those capillaries, they're very, very tiny. So it's for it to rise up, it needs insulin. But if you're insulin resistant, because insulin goes to every cell of the body, the man region included. If you're insulin resistant, chances of your soldiers marching again are slim to none. But if you knock the sugar off, it's the same way that you get rid of type 2 diabetes, is you got to change your lifestyle. You got to change what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. That's what it is. Folks, if you're ready for change, if you say, listen, I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, man. Like, I want to get my life back. I feel like my body has been begging for a reset. That's what I feel. You feel it. You can just feel it in your bones. If your body's been begging for a reset, then I think you should listen to it. You should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint, same way that I did, I had diabetes, heart disease, and I was obese. The triple whammy, the hat trick. If you say I don't want to have high blood sugar anymore, I don't want to take this medication anymore. If that's you, I want to get off this stuff safely. If that's you, I would rather use my diet. If that's you, then you should join the challenge as well. The challenge is calling your name. How did I get to the challenge? Here's how you get to the challenge. Here it is right here, folks. If you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. Same thing over here, folks. You click on my that link in my description, and here it is right here. Click that link that says Linktree. See that link that says Linktree? This is for my TikTok, folks. That link that says Linktree. Then it's going to take you to a link that just looks just like that. This link, folks, is like Disney World. There's a lot of goodies on here. There's a quiz on here. There's a free quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It's absolutely free. It takes you 2 minutes. You can take it right now while we're here. 2-minute quiz. And then the masterclass right here. There's a free masterclass. There's a quiz, masterclass, free masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula. Having a peaceful everybody's asking, how do you get rid of type 2 diabetes? How do you lower your blood sugar? How do you get it back into your normal range? Well, you got to maintain your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You can't tiptoe around it. That's how you do it. This is where I teach you in this masterclass. It's 45 minutes. It's absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. But then finally, for my folks who are ready for serious change, you say, listen, I've gotten to the point where that's it, man. I've had that day. What day is that? Oh, the day that turned your life around. The day that you said, listen, I've had it. I've had it enough with all this high blood sugar. I've had it. I've been it all. I've done it all. I've seen it all. And nothing has worked. If that's you, if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, then 14-day challenge is calling your name. Here it is right here. 14-day nutrition blueprint. Now, everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. Masterclass is free. Only thing I got to charge you for is a challenge because it's real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use the live discount code, ESCAPE, it's a live discount code. I don't know how long we've had that live discount code ESCAPE up, probably in today. This live discount code, ESCAPE, you're going to join the challenge for 20% off to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $79 to join that challenge. Where? $79 to join that challenge. Where? Your freedom, right? Unlock your diabetes freedom. I already told you what diabetes was. I already told you what high blood sugar is. I already told you it's predominantly what you're eating. That's what we're going to talk about next, eating. That's what it is. So if it's predominantly what you're eating, if you change what you're eating to clean eating in 14 days, you can put a huge dent in your A1C. You can take your blood sugar, as many people have done. Someone the other day, from a 500 to a 400 to a 173. And they were on day 8. From a 500 to a 173 on day 8. Crazy. That's how badly your body wants to heal. Think your body wants to have high blood sugar? Hell no. It doesn't want to have high blood sugar. It'll do anything in its power to escape that misery. Anything. Because all your body wants to do is be in perfect homeostasis. Homeostasis means in harmony. That's where your body wants to be all the time. In perfect harmony. But if we keep filling up on diesel fuel when we're at the pump, all the bad stuff, all the ultra processed foods, we keep filling up on that. Your body never gets the chance it needs to actually heal. But if you give it the body in as little as 14 days, the fuel that it needs, the proper fuel, I promise you, your body, even that old thing, you be like, man, this old thing, like, this old thing, like these old bones, this old thing ain't gonna do nothing. It's rusting. It is rusting. It's called glycation. But if you want to bring some life back into that engine, change it up for 14 days. Get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. Shake things up. 14 days. See what happens. See what happens to your blood sugar in as little as 14 days. Like I said, people have been taken off of their medication. I can't take them off of their medication. I'm not the doctor. I can't do that. The doctor took them off their medication because their A1C went from an 8 to a 6. Day 1, 8. Day 6, 6. Okay? A1C. Someone else, 7.1, 5.7. Day 14 or day 15. This is it, folks. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. But I'm going to just keep it all the way a buck. As the kids say, I'm going to keep it a buck. That means keep it real. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. And I'm going to say it again. And you can take medication until you're blue in the face, but it ain't going to mean a damn thing. Because the whole time, it was what you were eating. 10 years you've been dealing with diabetes. 15 years. So you've been dealing with type 2 diabetes since 2006, maybe. 2007. That's when it all changed. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter when you got the diagnosis. You want to know the only thing that matters? The only thing that matters is that day when you said, I've had enough. When you had that day, the day that turned your life around, the day that says, I've had it. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm at my wit's end. I'm at the SOS, like the It's when you get to that day. That's when that light bulb comes on, when you like, man, I've had it, bro. Like, let's do it. What I gotta do? If you say, look at the point where you're like, what I gotta do? If you at that point, not a lot of people are at that point. I'm gonna use incorrect English. What I gotta do? A lot of people aren't at that point yet. But if you are at that point, 14-day challenge is calling your name. It's a nutrition blueprint. You follow it, you show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day, you're going to get those same results, similar results. It's just like everybody else who's joined the challenge. I love the emails that I get every day. I get a lot of emails, text messages. Get a lot of that. Say, hey, in the beginning, I was skeptical. I was skeptical in the beginning. But now I'm on day 6. And my numbers have dropped like 100 points. From the 200s to the 130s. And they're on day 6. It's the email I got, text message I got yesterday. That's the power of nutrition, because the food is the medicine, folks. And the medicine is the food. That's it. Food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. How do you join? You join right here. You click right here. I'm gonna show you where it is. Click right here. Click on my picture again. Who said that? Tay Hutcho. Yeah, follow along with your boy. You click right here. Click on my picture again. I got you. And here it is right here. You see that link where I clicked that said link tree? Right there. Link says link tree. Boom, boom, Linktree. There it is. A lot of goodies on this page. I'm telling you, folks, go grab all the goodies off of here. There's the quiz. There's the masterclass. There's a whole bunch of freebies on there. Grab and go. PDF, but when you're ready for change, this is the one right here. This is for my action takers right here. That 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's, like I said, it's a nutrition blueprint where we're just going to clean up your diet. That's all we're doing. Clean eating. We're switching it over. You ready to take control of that blood sugar? This is the one. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that discount code, ESCAPE, you join the challenge for 20% off. $79, the live discount code to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are you going to escape? Why is the discount code ESCAPE, Kelley? Well, the code is ESCAPE because that's exactly what you're going to do. Well, what am I escaping, you say, Kelley? What am I saying? What am I escaping, good sir? Well, you're escaping the bottomless pits of more and more and more and more. You look down and you just look a bottomless pit. You ever watch Coming to America? I mean, not Coming to America, but The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child. When he's like, I want the knife. Please. You remember that movie? Well, they had that bottomless pit. That's what it's like. You remember that pit? Don't want to fall in that pit. That's what it's like taking more and more medication. It's just a bottomless pit. It's just going to lead to nowhere. So you can take as much Monjaros and metformins and all that stuff until your face turns blue. But if you don't get your diet right first, it ain't going to be a damn thing. You want to clean up your diet. Switch your fuel source. Show you what can happen in 14 days in your blood sugar. Use that discount code ESCAPE. All right, let's see. Back to the questions. I'm at that point. If you're at that point, Big Papa, then it sounds like your 14-day challenge is calling your name. If you're at that point, that's what it sounds like to me. You know what I mean? How do I get to the challenge? There it is. Yep. Linked in my bio. Yep. 146 kilograms, lost 30 kilograms just by drinking water. Please help. If you need help, you can. If you say, listen, it just depends on how much help you need. What kind of help do you need? There's a lot of stuff on my page. There's a lot of freebies on my page. There's a quiz. It's a free quiz. There's a master class. It's all free. There's a PDF. There's a lot of information on there, right? It's a lot of good information that you can take and you can run with. But if you're at that point where you say, I need the other kind of help, I need the kind of help where I just need a blueprint, man. If you just give me a blueprint and I can follow that, I mean, I know what to do. Everybody else is done the blueprint. What makes them any different? They follow the blueprint, so I'm going to follow it too. And they're getting these amazing results. I'm going to get it too. You may say, nah, that ain't going to happen to me. I tried everything. Nah, you ain't tried everything. You ain't tried the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, the proven system. You ain't tried that yet. Okay? You haven't tried cleaning up your diet, like really cleaning up your diet and focusing in for 14 days. Like really. I mean, like for real, for real. Have you tried that? Because that's what the 14-day challenge is about. It's about getting straight to the point. What point is that? Oh, yeah. Eliminating insulin resistance. Oh, yeah. Getting you off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster? If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use the discount code ESCAPE. I'm in the hospital right now, bro. Yeah, if you're at that point, you're in the hospital right now due to this complication, due to type 2 diabetes, then yeah, the time to act is not now, Big Papa, but right now. It ain't not the time to act is not now, man. It's right now. A lot of discipline. Yeah. Discipline. That's a good one. What is discipline? Daryl, here it is. Daryl G. Here's what discipline is. Discipline is making yourself do the necessary things to achieve a desired result. That's what discipline is. Get excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary things to achieve a desired result. Get excited over that. That's what discipline is. How do we join? Click that link in my bio. Click right here. Click on my picture again. That's where you join. My last A1C was a 5.8. I have type 2. I know I can reverse it. I'm close. Yeah. 5.8. Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there, Tay Huncho. Tay Huncho. You're getting there. I love it. You keep on going, right? You're getting outside of that comfort zone. Because that's what it takes. To get yourself to a number to a 5.3. Who would love to get their number to a 5.3? If you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you love to get your A1C to a 5.3. Appreciate the 5.8. How long will I have access to the 14-day challenge plan? You have access forever. It's yours. It's your plan. Even after Thanksgiving, you might say like hesitant, oh, like Thanksgiving is coming up, man. I don't want Thanksgiving. You order it now, still, you can start after Thanksgiving. But here's the thing. Let's just say you join now. It's about 14 days to Thanksgiving, 13, 14 days to Thanksgiving. Your blood sugar is going to look 100% different on day 13. When you get to that Thanksgiving dinner on day 14, whoo, you're going to have none of those cravings because that's when the cravings go away. Cravings go away at day 5, day 7. People are like, yeah, well, what about all these cravings? How do I defeat cravings? You hang out with me in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Those cravings, whoo, that's the average. That's the average. Between day 5 and day 7 is when the cravings will go away. Cravings will for what? Sugar, carbs, all of that stuff. Why are you craving sugars and carbs? Where you're craving sugars and carbs all the time is because your blood sugar is going up and down like a roller coaster. That's how your blood sugar is going, up and down like a roller coaster. So every time it goes up and then when it comes down, you get a craving. You get a craving for something. You get a craving for it. So you get a sweet tooth, whatever. It's called being on a blood sugar roller coaster. That's why you got cravings. Once you get yourself off of that roller coaster, I'll tell you, someone who's on day 6. It's on day 6. She emailed yesterday saying that her numbers have gone from a what was it, in the 200s to now it's at a 139 on day 6, and every day it gets lower. You see, when you see that number get lower every day, it turns into a little game. Okay, you're like, well, how low does it go? Starts turning into a little game after a while, because you want to see how low is it going to go tomorrow? When's it going to get back to tomorrow? Ideally, you want it to be between 70 and 100. That's where you want your blood sugar to be. In a perfect world, you want your blood sugar anywhere between 70 and 100. In a perfect world. So that's where your blood sugar, it always wants to get there. It's doing everything in its power to get there. Because guess what happens? When it gets there, when it's always under 100, guess how much insulin it's using? Very little. Your body doesn't want to use insulin, folks. You want to know what insulin is? Insulin is a think of insulin as a self-defense mechanism. Whenever you eat food, your blood sugar raises. And your body doesn't want to have a raise in blood sugar. It just wants it to stay steady. That's called nice, steady energy. So think of insulin. So when your blood sugar, when you eat carbohydrates and your blood sugar goes up, insulin comes in and it says your body's got to release this self-defense mechanism. It says insulin, go out there and put that sugar, that blood sugar into the cells. Put it into the cells, store them away into the lockers. Because we're only trying to see 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's all your body wants to see at one time is 1 teaspoon of sugar, folks. That's it. That's it. And so think of insulin as a self-defense mechanism. What is it defending you from? It's defending you from your blood sugar being out of control high because it wants to be below 100, between the 70 and 100 the entire time. That's what it wants to see. I want to get rid of it forever. Here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to maintain your pace. You're going to have to clean up your fuel source, which we're getting ready to talk about next. Getting ready to talk about the different types of fuel sources. The food that you're eating. I'm 24. Okay. How long will it have access to the plan? Yeah, forever. That's how long you have access to. I want to get rid of it forever. Yeah. If you want to get rid of it forever, the start of it is joining that 14-day challenge. That's step number 1. Are you going to get rid of diabetes in 14 days? No. You're going to get rid of diabetes in 14 days. But in 14 days, you can put a huge dent in your overall A1C. You can put a huge dent. And you can get yourself off of the dang on blood sugar roller coasters, the highs, the lows, the energy crashes. You can get yourself off of that in as little as 14 days. Do you recommend fasting? Fasting is to be used as a tool. Yes. Do you use fasting as a tool? For a fast, start slowly though. Start slowly. 12-hour fast, that's overnight, 1 week, and then the next week take it to a 13-hour fast, and then a 14-hour fast, and then a 15-hour fast, and then you can make it all the way up to a 16-hour fast. 16-8. But you got to train yourself to do that. You just can't wake up one day and be like, yo, I'm fat. I'm insulin resistant and I'm a fast now. I'm fasting. Nah, don't work that way. You don't wake up one day and just run a marathon. You got to train for it. The man, shout out to you, Yamil. My sugar was 64, but now it's 91. Yeah, 91 is great. 64 was a bit low. 91 is a whole lot better. Yeah, you want it between 70 and 100. 91, that's great. That's great. Is that possible? Anything's possible, right? If there's time left on the clock, hey, listen, Highlander, if there's time left on the clock, then it's time to turn things around. Okay? Yeah. If I've done it, why the hell do you can't do it? If 300 people have joined this 14-day challenge, if they've done it, why the hell can't you do it? You know that famous saying by Henry Ford, guy who makes Ford dealership and Ford the cars. Here's his famous saying. Here it is. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. So is it possible? So let's get to the board, folks. Let's find out the different fuel sources. If you want to find out if that's possible, you join that discount code. You join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. And you're going to find out how possible it is. How possible it is. You're going to realize the whole time in 14 days that it was just the food. I don't care how long you've been dealing with it. How long you've been stuck with this condition. 10 years, 15, 20 years, however long, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're absolutely right. Will it go away for good? Most people, here's how you can tell if your diabetes will go away for good. You can go get yourself what's called a C-peptide test. C-peptide is a test that you get from your doctor. It's a special test that a doctor will say, hey, yeah, you are, this test will determine if you're producing enough insulin. And when you get this test back from your doctor, the C-peptide test is at that moment when you know if you can reverse this thing for good. Most people, it can. Most people, you can. Just like how I did. just like many other people that I've coached over the years have done. It's like many other people over the years that I've coached up have done. Because they're maintaining their pace. What is that? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, predominantly clean eating, and then effective sleep. That's it. What is a 14-day challenge? 14-day challenge is a blood sugar reset challenge. It is for anybody ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. Anybody who's ready to get off of that bottomless pit of more and more medication. That's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is. If that's you, if you've gotten to that point, where you ready to get out of that bottomless pit, you're ready to get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, then 14-day challenge is calling your name. Where is it? It's linked in my bio if you want to know more about it. Do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. What condition? Erectile dysfunction, PCOS, or type 2 diabetes, any form of insulin resistance. You share this live out there with them. Because like I said before, this is a very, very serious condition. Most people don't understand how serious this condition is. You take it for granted because you can't feel it. Shh. You never know when your A1C is at a 13, because we're going to talk about right now A1C. Sometimes you can't even feel it when your A1C is at a 13. We're getting ready to find out what A1C is right now. But here's the thing. If you're ready for change, that 14-day challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. There's a quiz on my page. There's a masterclass. They're all free things. They're absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. But when it comes to the challenge, that's the only thing that I got to charge you for, because it's real people getting real results, and it's real structure. It's real structure. You just follow the blueprint. It's a blueprint. All the recipes are there. What to do, how to do it, what to eat, when to eat, all that's there. All you got to do is show up, do the work, do it again the next day. And you do that every day for 14 days. By the time you look back at the end of day 15, or day 15, when you check, you're going to be like, yo, what the hell? What's really going on? Well, you're going to see it throughout the process. I told you every day it becomes like a little game to see, oh, how low is it going to go today? Every day it becomes a game. It's not a game, but it's going to seem like a game. Thank you, patience. If you are ready for change, if that's you, you say, I'm ready. I've been ready for a long time. I'm at that point, man. I'm for real, for real. If that's you, then you should join that challenge. 14 days. Use that discount code ESCAPE. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code ESCAPE, you're going to escape. What are you escaping? The bottomless pit, more and more medications. Because it's been the diet your whole time. It's been the food that you were eating the whole time. We're just going to go in and clean it up. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Let's get to it. A1C. Do me a favor. Put the words A1C in the chat, folks, because we're getting ready to start getting serious now. Talk about all things A1C. I have burning feet and inflammation. Yeah, if you got burning feet and inflammation, then the question is, has it gotten bad enough where you want to take some action? That's the question. Has it gotten to the point where you say, yeah, the feet is burning, I got the inflammation, all of that stuff. It's bad, man. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to take some action. Some real action, because it's predominantly what you're eating. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You can take medication until you're blue in the face. But if your diet and diet is wrong, inflammation is probably going to keep persisting. It is going to persist. But here's the thing. What you resist, it will persist. What you resist will persist. All right, A1C. Do me a favor. Put the words A1C in the chat, folks, because we're getting ready to talk about all things not A1C. Sorry, we're not doing A1C today. My bad. We're doing what you got to eat. Diesel versus unleaded fuel. That's what you got to eat. We're not going to do A1C today. We'll do diesel versus unleaded fuel, folks. Because I told you, I was in the oil and gas industry. And no matter what kind of food that you eat, or no matter what we're going to talk about the food now, no matter what food you're eating, it's going to fit into one category. It's going to fit into one of two categories, either diesel fuel or unleaded. Well, what do you mean diesel fuel, Kelley? Well, before I get up on the board, I'm going to tell you this quick little story, this little analogy. This whole process of diesel and this whole concept is diesel versus unleaded. More than like 90%, 80, 90% of it's like 80, 75% of the standard American diet is diesel fuel. Ultra processed foods, ultra processed junk foods. My doctor said it has to be with nerve problems. Yeah, when the neuropathy kicks in, yeah. Due to insulin resistance, yeah. You're right. Your doctor is right on that. Due to insulin resistance. Now, back to the fuel source. Let's talk about it. These fuel sources. It's time to go to the board. We ain't been to the board today. How you doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. We're going to talk about all things. I talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. Talk about all of that. Erectile dysfunction. We don't know where all that stuff comes from. Well, here it is. There is a lot of places and there is a lot of things that can be causing you to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly your fuel source. It's predominantly your fuel source of why you have high blood sugar. What fuel source is that? Well, there are two different types of fuel source. Think of it like this. When you pull up to the gas station, what type of gas do you put into your car? What type of gas do you put into your car when you pull up to the gas station? You're putting 87 in there, you're putting 89 in there. I mean, now, what you putting in there? What you putting in yours? You know what I mean? 89, 87. Like some people live out in California, they got like 91. You putting that 100 octane in there. Like, what kind of gas are you putting in your car, folks? Oh, 89. Okay, 89. All right, what kind of gas you putting in your car? Diabetes occurs when you have too much visceral fat buildup. Yeah, that's very, very, very important. Thank you for saying that. Visceral fat, that's that hard fat around your stomach. Yeah, when you got too much of that, starting in the liver, you're absolutely right. Okay, well, let's do another one then, folks. Nobody's chimed in on that one. We need your participation, folks. You got to participate. For this game to work, for this game of diesel fuel versus unleaded, I'm going to put it over here. Diesel versus unleaded. You got to play along. What happens when you go to the gas station and you fill your car up accidentally with diesel fuel? 89 on that Hemi. Okay. What happens when you go to the gas station? What would happen in that Hemi engine if you mistakenly you put diesel fuel instead of that 89? You put diesel fuel into your Hemi. What's going to happen to your Hemi? It says you put what they tell you to put in the car. Yeah, you put what they tell you to put in the car. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's it. Yeah, it won't run. And they tell you to put 87 in there. They say put unleaded in there, don't they? Yeah, they do. And the other one that says put diesel fuel. So if you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine at the gas pump, your car is going to break down tremendously. Your car is going to be like, Old coworker of mine told me that he let his daughter, the daughter, borrow, let me see, hold on. Let his daughter borrow the family van. She went to borrow the family van to go hang out with her friends. But when she brought the van back, the van was shaking like a leaf. Why was the van shaking like a leaf? It's because his daughter accidentally put diesel fuel into their unleaded burning engine. And as a result, the engine broke down. He told me he had to spend thousands of dollars to get that car fixed. But at the end of the day, it still didn't get fixed, that van, that engine. So he ended up selling it. And it's the same thing that happens to the human body, folks. When you fill up predominantly on diesel fuel, you're going to crash out. But if you put unleaded in your car, if you put unleaded car in your the type of gas that it's supposed to have, the unleaded, man, your car is just going to run like a champ. It's just going to be week after week. Of course, you might have to get some oil changes. You may have to get some tire rotations. You know what I mean? You might have to get some, like, you know what I'm saying, normal maintenance stuff. You ain't get that, but it ain't going to really break down. It's going to keep going and going and going. Same thing happens to the human body. If you fill up on diesel fuel, what's diesel fuel? Cakes. Let me see. Cakes, cookies. You know what I mean? Cakes and cookies, chips. That's diesel fuel. Unleaded will be more things like kale. You know what I mean? Broccoli. And whatever protein source you choose, like whatever, I don't tell people what protein source to choose, and like you choose whatever. So if you eat whatever diet you eat, just make sure it's the leaner sources. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's tofu, whether it's tempeh, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, whatever it is that you eat, just make sure it's the leaner stuff. Chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish. So we'll put, so people put, you know, we'll put chicken over here. That's what you choose. You can put tofu. This is going to go on the unleaded side. So do me a favor, folks. For this game to work, you got to just name out your favorite food. So whatever your favorite food is, we're going to determine which category does it go in. Does it go in the diesel fuel category, or does it go in the unleaded category? The one that your body's supposed to run on, or what we filling up on most of the time. And here's the ratio right here. Here's the ratio. We want to go 90% to 10%. That's called the 90-10 rule. So here we go. Name out your favorite foods. Let's see. Let's name out your foods, folks. Name out your foods. Whatever your food is, throw it in there. And we're going to determine which category does it go in. Which category are you running off of most of the time? And this is going to determine whether you can get your number back to where you need it to be. Hummus. Hummus is going to go over here on the unleaded if you make it yourself. If you make it yourself at the house, good, because the ones that you get out in the stores, those are going to be diesel fuel, because those are filled with seed oils. You don't want seed oils. You want to limit as much seed oils as you possibly can. So hummus is going to go over there if it's homemade, right? So we'll put that over there. We'll put hummus over here. All right, what else? Fat sweet potato with eggs, sweet potato and eggs with spinach. I'd avoid the sweet potato in the morning. We're talking about in the morning time. I'd avoid the sweet potato, but if you want to do as part of a savory breakfast, but eggs with spinach. So we got eggs. Okay, it's gonna go in the unleaded. So if you choose that, all right. And then what did you say? Spinach. These are unleaded, right? Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, bread. Okay, rice, bread. Bread is going to go. Here's the thing about bread. Bread, most people use it for evil. Okay, you can have bread, but most people use it for evil. So I'm going to put it over here. Bread, but I'm going to put an asterisk on it. I'm going to put an asterisk on it. If we want to do a bread, we're going to do something like an Ezekiel bread. That's what we're going to do. Marikita, shout out to you. We're going to do something like an Ezekiel bread. Rice can go over here. But here's the thing about rice. You see the ones with asterisks? They're going to have when they say moderation, we're going to have to use moderation. Anything that I have a asterisk on, that's going to be moderation. You know what I mean? There's something on there. Moderation. Okay. Yams. Okay, you can do yams. Yeah. Potatoes. Yeah. Okay. Also asterisks. Asterisks with potato. What's wrong with sweet potatoes in the morning better than the evening? No, sweet potatoes in the morning. What's wrong with sweet potatoes in the morning is this: that if you have sweet potatoes in the morning, that's going to cause you to spike your blood sugar. You want to have a savory breakfast. Sweet is not part of a savory breakfast. Keyword is sweet. Okay? A savory breakfast will be things like a protein, a fat, and a non-starchy veggie. Right? Protein, a fat, a non-starchy veggie. Like this. I'm going to put, we don't have any fats over here yet, so I'm going to put avocado. So a savory breakfast could go like this. It could be chicken or tofu, whichever one you prefer, right? Chicken, tofu. It's totally up to you, which is whatever diet you eat. So that's the protein with a non-starchy veggie, like a spinach, with an avocado, healthy fat. That's what you call a savory breakfast. You can do the potatoes, but just not at breakfast. That's the difference. You cannot do the potatoes at breakfast. Eggs. Yeah, we did eggs already. Starches make me so sleepy. Yeah, because you're causing yourself to go on a blood sugar roller coaster. It's going to raise it up real, real high, and then it's going to crash. When it starts to crash is when you get sleepy. Okay? That's when you get sleepy, when you start to crash from that spike. Purple cauliflower. So cauliflower over here. All right, name out your favorite foods, folks. Just put them in. Just put your food in. If you're new to me, my name's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Right now, we're talking about the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. Like, what are you filling up on most of the time when you go to the pump? Are you filling up on diesel fuel, aka the junk food, or are you filling up on the unleaded? Like, which one are you filling up on most of the time? Now, that will determine if your car, aka your engine, your body, if it runs like a champ, or if it's going to be puttering along, aka with type 2 diabetes. If you got type 2 diabetes, it means that you're puttering along. And you don't want to putter along. You want your car to run like a well-oiled machine, which it is. The human body is a magnificent piece of machinery, folks. I don't know if you've ever delved into like the body and what it can do. Whoo! It is an extraordinary piece of machinery, the human body. Life, any life, but especially the human body. It's extraordinary, especially with our mind. Woo! Now, depending on what you're filling up with, most of the time will determine how your engine runs, how your body runs, especially when we're talking about blood sugar. Now, back to it. Yeah, name your favorite foods, folks. What's your favorite foods? I had Greek yogurt for breakfast. Greek yogurt is going to be a dairy, so that's going to be over here. It's going to go over here. Dairy. Yogurt. That's going to go in the diesel fuel category. You don't want to fill up on diesel fuel. Okay? That's going to go over there. Cottage cheese. Cheese is going to go over here. Diesel fuel. Name out your favorite food, folks. Berries. Berries are going to go out here. Or name out any food. Because anything you eat is going to go in one of these two categories. It doesn't really matter. So berries are going to go in the unleaded. Berries are great, but there's an asterisk too. There's a limit to how many berries you can eat. You can't eat berries in the morning, right? With no fruit in the morning. We're doing a savory breakfast, remember? Nothing sweet in the morning. What else? Cactus. Cactus is going to go over here, but it is not the greatest tasting vegetable in the world, but cactus. Chicken tamales. Tamales. No, probably how you making those tamales. No. Chicken we got over here, but with all the tamales and all that junk and all that stuff, that would be a no-go. That's going to be a go over here. Tamales. Especially when we're talking about for blood sugar, tamales are not going to be a good choice. Okay? When should we eat carbohydrates before workout only? Really doesn't matter, but as long as you're not eating them in the morning. As long as you're not eating them in the morning, you're fine. In the morning time, remember what we said? We want a savory breakfast. That's when we want a savory breakfast. In the morning time. A protein, a healthy fat, and a non-starchy veggie. Those are what we want. Protein, a fat, non-starchy veggie. We don't want anything sweet. We don't want any carbohydrates in the morning. We want to start our day off nice and smooth. Woo, smooth sailing. Thought non-fat Greek yogurt was healthy. Yeah, it's called marketing. Sprinkled donut saucer, donut sour. It's called marketing. So that's going to go on non-fat, all non-fat stuff. We already got yogurt, but we got non-fat. When it says non-fat, that's diesel fuel. When it says sugar-free, that's also diesel fuel. All right, what else? Cucumber. That's going to go over here, veggies. Give me some of the bad stuff, folks. Like, name some of the stuff out there. Y'all know all the stuff. What are we talking about? Takis, Doritos. Nobody said anything about alcohol or Coca-Cola or anything like that. Like, what about all of that stuff? That's all the stuff that we're talking about. Like, name out your favorite foods. Pizzas, whatever. Kiwi. All right, name out your food, folks. What is it that you're talking about? Cheetos? I mean, what we're talking about here, folks? Let's keep it real. We got to find out which category this stuff goes in, because this is serious stuff that we're playing with. A lot of people saying that they want to get their A1C to a 5.3. Okay, well, if you want to get your A1C to a 5.3, you got to know the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded. Because if you don't know the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded, the chances of you getting your A1C to a 5.3 are super, super slim. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. That's what it is. All right, so let's get back to it. Protein bowls, it depends on what's in it. I mean, what kind of protein? That's a vague one. Like protein bowls, like from where? From like, what do you mean protein bowls? Sounds good on the surface, but I don't know what you mean by protein. What's in it? Pancakes are going to go over here. Diesel fuel. As delicious as pancakes are, they ain't great for you. They ain't great for your blood sugar. They're terrible for your blood sugar, especially in the morning time, especially when you put some honey over the top of it. Put some honey over the top of it. You put some syrup over the top of it. On top of the pancakes, whoo! You're talking about a blood sugar nightmare from hell. It's one hell of a blood sugar nightmare. What's up, Bridget? Bacon. Bacon is going to go over here. That's a processed meat. That's a processed meat. No processed meats. Ice cream, good one. Ice cream. Diesel fuel, all right. Unflavored protein powder. Well, just because it's unflavored doesn't mean that it's great. Does it have dairy in it? Does it have whey protein in it? If it has whey protein, it's going to go over here in the diesel fuel category. So no whey protein, folks. That's diesel fuel. Let me switch up my pen. English muffin, sprouted bread. English muffin, sprouted bread. Sprouted bread could be good. I've never seen a sprouted bread English muffin. I mean, that's okay. Prefer you not do that. If you do that, don't do it in the morning time. See, we said about bread. Remember we talked about bread. Remember that? Look, that's why we got an asterisk on bread. You can have bread. You just got to be careful on how to eat it. 2 boiled eggs, a half an apple with a peanut butter. 2 boiled eggs, half an apple with peanut butter. Yeah, that's good. That's good because you don't want to know why. That's called putting clothing on your carbohydrates. So you never eat naked fruit. So when we talk about fruit, don't eat naked fruit. That is a great example of not eating naked fruit. Love it. Are vegetables probiotic? Vegetables are prebiotics. That's what they are. Vegetables set the stage for the probiotics. So if you don't have a good foundation, aka the fiber, another way of saying prebiotics is saying fiber. Fiber, prebiotics. Prebiotics, fiber. You fill up on a lot of fiber. You take and your garden, basically, your gut flora. You're filling your gut flora with goodness. That's the pre-stage. And then the probiotics are what comes in, the things like the kimchis, the things like the sauerkraut. Those are probiotics. So yeah, good. Low carb bread. Low carb, again, bread, says the asterisk, right? You can do low carb bread, but again, it's still like a gray area. You can't have too much of the bread. Preferably you not have the bread at all. Let's say that, preferably. But if you do, prefer you do something like an Ezekiel bread, right? Seeds. Yeah, seeds are good. Seeds. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You know what I mean? Just to try to make sure you get the unsalted kind, the raw nuts as much as you possibly can. Almonds, right? Pistachios, pecans. These are seeds. So great. Flax seeds. Flax seeds go over there. What kind of potatoes? Any kind of potatoes that you want. Just as long as you're obeying the rule, right? So we got white potatoes, purple potatoes, sweet potatoes. What did they say? Yucca. Whatever kind of potatoes you want. It's just you cannot eat Here's the thing about carbohydrates. There's a rule. You cannot eat these carbohydrates. You cannot, even if they're whole unprocessed carbohydrates, you cannot eat them by themselves, folks. You can't do it. Sugar-free is not good. Sugar-free is terrible. Yes. That's called artificial sugars. So we got sugar-free down here. That goes in the diesel fuel category. We got artificial because that is artificial. Artificial ingredients, right? Artificial stuff. AKA artificial stuff like Skittles, artificial colors and sugars and like aspartame and sucralose, the artificial colors, like all of the dyes. For instance, when you eat Skittles, when you eat Skittles put me in the chat if you actually think that you're tasting the rainbow. When you eat a Skittles, you've seen the commercial, right? It says that's their slogan, taste the rainbow. Do you really think that you're tasting the rainbow? No, you're not tasting the rainbow. What you're tasting, folks, is called chemistry. That's what you're really tasting. Chemistry. Pickles. Yeah, pickles will go over here. Try to get to all of them. Pickles. What if you fast for breakfast? If you fast for breakfast, it doesn't matter. Make sure the first meal that you eat Because there's no such thing as fasting for breakfast. You mean for the sake of time? Because breakfast actually means breaking the fast. Don't matter what time it is. Could be 7 a.m., could be 1 p.m. When did you break your fast? That's what breakfast means. So it doesn't have nothing to do with the time. You know what I mean? What's wrong with sugar-free? What's right about it is a better question. What's right about it? Well, since you asked the question, what's wrong about it is it's artificial. That's what sugar-free means. That's another way of saying it's artificial. It's another way of saying, again, with the colors and all of the sugar-free. You ever notice that sugar-free tastes sweet? It tastes sweet. But how does it taste sweet if it's artificial? Well, because it's artificial. You've got a real body. You ever pinch yourself? You ever say, hey, pinch myself? Pinch me? You ever had somebody pinch you? Yeah. That's to see if it's real, right? And it's the same thing. Why would you put something artificial, aka artificial sugars, Diet Cokes? So diets, all that's Diet Coke, that's artificial sugar. Coke Zero, that's artificial sugar. That's sugar-free, right? There's no sugar in it. Is it going to raise your blood sugar? No, it ain't going to raise your blood sugar. But you want to know what the funny thing is? It's going to make you more insulin resistant. Even though it ain't raising your blood sugar, it's going to make you insulin resistant more. And it's going to destroy your gut. That gut flora, what we talked about, the prebiotics. Remember that? The gut flora, prebiotics, vegetables, fiber. It's going to destroy that. Eating something sugar-free, here it is. Eating the sugar-free stuff and all that stuff, and stuff with all of the artificial colors, is like inside of your gut. It's like placing a bomb inside of your gut. Boom, and just lighting that mug up. Just boom. You just keep doing that day in, day in, day out. Your body's trying to what is this artificial stuff? So that's what's wrong with sugar-free. Okay. Sugar-free, wow, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah. Sugar-free, yeah, that's kind of the point. They don't want you to know. It's called marketing. Cashews are good, but you got to be a little bit careful with cashews, because those nuts, those seeds, are the some of the ones with the highest carbohydrate is over any of the other nuts. So cashews are great. You just really, really got to have them in moderation. Because if you eat a lot of them, they will raise your blood sugar. Most nuts won't, but cashews will. Oh no, I use that in my creamer. Yeah, a lot of people use artificial creamers. I mean creamer. People use dairy. They use artificial sweeteners. They use artificial sugars. Everybody uses sweet and low, all of that stuff. Here's the only 3 approved sweeteners: stevia, monk fruit, allulose. If it ain't any of them 3, stevia, monk fruit, allulose. I'm going to put it over here. Sweeteners. Stevia, monk fruit, and then allulose. Allulose. You're like, what the hell is monk fruit and allulose? I ain't never heard of that. Well, you probably never noticed it. It's in the grocery store, but you ain't never noticed it. It's over there with the sugar. But it's a true 0-calorie sweetener. It's not artificial. It's not artificial like sweet and low, like all of the other aspartame. So it's stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the only 3 approved sweeteners. And if it ain't stevia, monk fruit, or allulose, man, throw it out. Get it out of there. No. I need a good probiotic. Yeah. Get yourself a good probiotic. Kimchi, sour cream. I like the kimchi myself. Speaking of that, I'm going to go get me some. today while I'm over in the area today. I'm going to get a massage today, folks. Woo, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to go get a massage today. Everybody needs to get a massage at least once a month, folks. Me coming at to you from as your health coach. Everybody should get a massage. If you can get one at least once a month, preferably twice a month, but if you can get one once a month, whoo, gonna clean up a lot of things, folks. Gonna help out a lot, especially when it comes to stress management. No sugar added. No sugar added is just a marketing stunt. No sugar added. That's gonna go over the diesel fuel. No sugar added. No. We'll say sugar. We'll just put sugar over here. But there's a lot of tricks out there, folks. There's a lot of tricks out there. When it says no sugar added, they don't mean that there's no sugar in it. It just means that they didn't add any sugar to it. It's still got a whole hell of a lot of sugar, a lot of sugar. They just didn't add any more. They just took the apple and they squeezed the apple, or they pressed the apple, or they juiced the apple, and they took away all the fiber, and they just left you all of the natural sugar. So when you're drinking orange juice, yeah, you're drinking natural, freshly squeezed orange juice. You're drinking natural sugar. But it doesn't matter if the sugar is natural or if it's table sugar, it's still going to send your blood sugar sky high, sky high, sky high, still. Because you removed all the fiber. That was the stuff that was stopping it from going sky high, AKA when you eat the fruit. When you eat the fruit, here it is. When you eat the fruit, it goes on the unleaded category. But when you juice the fruit, it goes in the diesel category. Isn't that crazy? It's amazing how you can change the molecular structure of something from when you eat it whole in its whole natural form, whole fruit, versus when you do fruit juice. I'm going to put fruit juice so it's clear. Fruit juice. Now, if you got type 2 diabetes, if you've got high blood sugar, fruit juice is not going to be your friend, folks. It ain't going to be. Fruit will, but you still got to eat fruit in accordance with certain rules, all right? You still can eat fruit. But fruit juice is going to be a no-go. Vegetable juice, you can, yeah. Vegetable juice, you can, yeah. If you're just coming in, my name is Kelley. Got a couple of more folks just coming into the room. My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Here's what we're talking about. We're talking about the difference between the two fuel sources. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, high blood sugar, it's mostly what you're eating. In the diesel fuel category, this is all the junk food. You don't go to the gas station and put diesel fuel into your car. If you did, all this stuff, your car would break down. Your car would not run anymore. But if you filled up on the unleaded fuel, AKA right over here, like you're supposed to, you just put what you're supposed to put in your car and it will run no problem. Okay? But if you put the wrong stuff in there, damn, you got to take it to the mechanic. Damn, you got to get all of this work done to it. All because you put the wrong fuel source into your car, into your unleaded burning engine. You put diesel fuel into it. So that's the concept, folks. That's the analogy. You name out your favorite food, and we're going to tell you which category does it go in. Either it's going to go in the diesel fuel or it's going to go in the unleaded fuel. And check it out. Here's the thing about diesel fuel that you probably didn't know. How it's spelled. Look. Look at this. D-I-E. D-I-E spells die. Cell. S-E-L. Die cell. Because it literally means where your cells go to die. Wow. That's what diesel fuel means. Look how it's spelled, folks. Now, here's the thing. You put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, the tiniest bit of diesel fuel into your car, it's going to break down. But here's the thing. The human body, woo-hoo, now it's a little bit more resilient. Well, not even a little bit. It's way more resilient, like 100 trillion times more resilient than your car engine. The human body. So here's the thing about the human body. You can fill up on, you don't have to be perfect. Here's the thing. People are like, well, does that mean you got to be perfect? I got to fill up on unleaded all the time? Do I have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. It's about what you do most of the time. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. Do me a favor. Remember when you were a kid in school and they say, hey, listen, you took your test. And when you got your test, what'd you get on it? Oh, you got a 90. What happens if you got a 90 on your test? What's your grade if you got a 90 on your test, folks? If you remember back from school and you got a 90 on your test, what does that mean? I'm putting some stuff in here. What does it still mean? I see oatmeal, but with an asterisk, okay? Oatmeal with an asterisk. Yogurt, we already got that in the diesel fuel category. That is a great way to explain it. Thank you, Test. Aloe vera juice. Aloe vera juice is, are you talking about something maybe you make by yourself? But it's probably the aloe vera juice is going to go over here in this fruit juice category. The one you're just probably getting from the store. They probably got a whole lot of added sugar to it. A lot of it. Haha, nice explanation. I thank you. I thank you. Bread, rice, pasta, please. Rice is going to go over here. But here's the thing. You see the ones that got the little asterisks on? Those means that is the true definition of moderation. When we talk about, hey, moderation, yeah, you can have bread, you can have rice, but you got to know how to eat it. You can have a little bit of sugar, right? But you got to know how to eat it. You don't have to be perfect. What do you get on that test? Put in the test. What do you get on your test? What grade do you get on your test when you get a 90? And remember you were in school and you got a 90 on your test or a 90 on your report card. Well, I mean, on your test, on your quiz. What did you score on the test? A 90. Nobody, hamburger helper. Hamburger helper. Anybody remember? A B? Whoo, close. Hamburger. That's a good one. Helper. Definitely diesel fuel. Okay, yeah, there it is. A minus. A minus, that's what you got on the test. You still got an A, folks. You still get an A. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect all the time. It's what you do most of the time that matters the most. It's what you do most of the time that matters the most. So if you're filling up on diesel fuel most of the time, that's going to matter the most. But if you're filling up on unleaded, and then your body's going to kick out, you're going to be sick, and then you're going to have insulin resistance, you're going to have high blood sugar, you're going to have all kinds of stuff. You fill up on this diesel fuel constantly, like most people do. But if you fill up on the unleaded fuel most of the time, your body's gonna run like a well-oiled machine. So that's the difference, folks. Somebody said olive oil, avocado oil. I saw that. Yeah, let's see what else. Hamburger helper, rice, pasta. That's it. Rice, pasta. We got rice over here. Rice, pasta. But there's an asterisk, right? Whatever kind of rice you want. White rice, black rice, brown rice, whatever. Just make sure you're really doing these things in moderation. Pasta. When it comes to pasta, we're talking about things like what kind of pasta? We're talking, it escapes me now. Lentil pasta, okay? Or lentil pasta or chickpea pasta. Those type of pastas, right? Unsweetened, even unsweetened yogurt too. Yogurt's dairy, so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if it's unsweetened or not. Unsweetened is going to be especially not. That's going to be because that's going to put some artificial sugar-free stuff in there. You don't want that either. A B. Okay, what kind of bread? Yep. Why is everything with milk? What category is turkey, fish, And okay, turkey and fish. Okay, we'll get to the other question. Turkey, fish, turkey and fish gonna go in the unleaded category. Okra water is good. Okay, okra water is good. So we got okra water. I don't know much about. I know more about okra, but I don't know about the okra water. But I've seen all the stuff going around about all the trends going around about some okra water. So it's okra. So I'm assuming that it's great. Why is everything with milk bad? Because milk is dairy, and dairy is not designed for human beings, right? It's I know people love. Here's the thing about dairy, cheese, and all that stuff. It's very, very. Cheese is not for you. Dairy is not for you. It's for a baby cow, right? That's what it's for. And it causes all types of inflammation. And it causes all types of mucus, aka where chronic health conditions come from too much mucus in your body. From aka a lot of dairy, cottage cheese, milk. So milk is not designed for humans. That's what it is. Human milk is, but human milk's only designed for humans once you get weaned off of milk. Did you know, fun fact, folks? I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but fun fact is, once you're weaned off of milk, weaned means that you're no longer a baby anymore. Once you're weaned off of it, you're never supposed to go back to it again. Never. Like ever. Ever. Because you're weaned off of it. Especially not the milk or the dairy or the nutrients from another species. You're a human being. So that's why dairy, folks, is not great for you. Okay? That's why it goes in the diesel fuel category. Anything with cheese in it. Yeah, a lot of people do love their cheese. So a lot of people, it doesn't really matter what I'm saying right now. A lot of people tell me, Kelley, I don't care. I don't care how bad my health is. I don't care whatever. Two things I'm not giving up: my bacon and the cheese. Two things that folks tell me they ain't giving up. So I say, hey, do what you do. If you don't want it, if bacon and cheese is you, hey, do you. But bacon and cheese is not your friend, folks. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. All right, here we go. What about almond milk? Almond milk can go over here. Almond milk, unleaded. All right. They have yogurt, coconut base. Yeah, if they got coconut based yogurt, that's good. If you got coconut yogurt, that's good. You can do coconut yogurt. Just beware of the sugar content. Just get the one with the least amount of sugar and not the freaking artificial sugar. No artificial sugars, folks. Scramble some quinoa and eggs with half an avocado with some seeds and nuts on the other side. Delicious, yummy. Shout out to you, Becky Becks. How many pounds we down now? 20. Eating twice a day without carbs will fix insulin resistance. Gotta fast. Also, right? Yep, that's it. That's a very good strategy. Eating twice a day without carbs, yeah, that'll fit. That's very, very good. Is eggs dairy? Eggs is not dairy. Right over here. Eggs is not dairy. Eggs is a whole different topic for a different day. But eggs. Let's see here. Calcium. We don't need calcium for bone density. You do need calcium, but you don't get calcium from dairy. Okay. There's all of this stuff over here is where you can get calcium from, especially your leafy greens. That's where you get your leafy greens from. Yep. Calcium is in salt and green veggies. Exactly. You're absolutely right. Well, thank you kindly. Do you recommend any good protein powders? I recommend a good pea protein powder, right? A good pea protein powder. I don't recommend the dairy. Anything with whey in it, I ain't recommending it. Do it at your own risk. But a good pea protein, y'all, you can do that. Pea protein powder. Yep. That's a good one. All right, here we go. All right, beans. Oh, that's a good one. Nobody named beans yet, but the beans is here's the thing, folks. The beans is the freaking superstar of the show. Beans is a superstar of the show, and I'm gonna circle this. I'm going to circle that one. You want to know what the superstar of the show is? It's beans. What kind of beans? Red beans, black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, beans. Those are the stars of the show, folks. What other supplements? Supplements like your non-starchy veggies. I mean, not non-starchy veggies. Supplements like methylated multivitamins. Things like methylated multivitamins. Methylated multivitamins. That's the kind of vitamins, folks. I'm gonna see if I can put it. METH methylated THY methylated multivitamins. That's what you want. Why not whey protein? Because it's dairy. I heard vegan protein powders are high in lead, though. Is that true? You want to get the one, you always want to get the ones that have the least amount of ingredients. Anything that you get, make sure it's got the least amount of ingredients. You look on the back and it's got a whole bunch of lists of crazy ingredients. No, you get organic when you can. Cashew milk, ice cream, almond milk, ice cream. Oh, cashew milk, ice cream, almond milk, ice cream. So we talked about vegan, right? So those are just vegan junk food, we call it. It's called vegan junk food. So let's see. I'm going to put ice cream over here. Then I'm going to put vegan junk food. Vegan junk food. Things like Impossible Burger. Impossible Burger. Beyond. Impossible and Beyond. You don't want those. That's vegan junk food. Ice cream included. Can you have some every once in a while? Again, you don't have to be perfect on the test, folks. You can have some of this stuff, everyone. You don't have to be perfect. The human body is way more resilient than your car engine. So with the car engine being, you can't put any diesel in it at all. In the human body, if you're telling me you're still getting the 90% on the quiz, on the test, you're filling up on this most of the time. Okay, you want to have a little diesel fuel, you want to have a little Impossible Burger, you want to have a little pancakes, you want to have a little honey, you want to have a little artificial stuff, you want to have a little bacon. You don't have to be perfect, folks. But you still got to get, as long as you get an A on the test. Get an A on the test. Pork, we're going to put pork over here in the pork. We'll put that over there. Sausage. Okay, pork sausage, that's going to go with the bacon. We'll put pork up there. Bacon, all of that stuff. All of the processed meats, all of the deli meat. Somebody said deli meat earlier. The deli meats, all of that. Gaining weight is not my specialty. I specialize in helping people lose weight and kicking type 2 diabetes. Gaining weight is not my specialty. Which protein would you suggest? A good pea protein? Or are you talking about protein as far as chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, eggs, fish? At that point, it's totally up to you. But we're keeping the pork over here on the diesel fuel side. No hot dogs. Hot dogs are going to go over here. Nope. That's a processed meat, folks. Hot dogs. So that's it. That's it. Or packaged salad kits, vegan junk food as well. Packaged salad kits. Well, I got to see. I don't know what's in them, right? You got to see what's in them. Maybe, maybe not. Just because they say vegan don't mean that they're healthy. There's a whole hell of a lot of vegan junk food out there. What you want to focus on is you want to focus on eating real, whole, unprocessed foods, folks. That's what this stuff is. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes. And I'm going to sit down because I've been standing up for a while. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and legumes, all of that stuff. Beans, and whatever protein you choose, right? Whatever protein source you choose. Like I said, I don't tell people what proteins to choose and what to eat anymore. That's their prerogative. But here's the thing. make sure you're filling up on the leaner sources of protein. If you do whatever protein you choose, whether it's chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, like we got over here on lettuce side, make sure you're not filling up on the diesel fuel, aka the bacons, the salamis, the milks, the cheeses. That's all diesel fuel. That'll hurt your engine, especially if you're talking about blood sugar. Where blood sugar is concerned, that's it, because that's it, folks. That's it. That's what's causing it. That's what's causing you to have high blood sugar. That's what it is. It's the diet. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have type 2 diabetes, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Just like it was for me, folks. You want to see the difference between, and we're gonna try. I tried to get all your questions, but there's too many of them. Steak is gonna go over there. How do you prepare chia seeds? You can do it. You can do a chia pudding. You can do yourself good. Look up a good chia pudding. What about stress? Stress is a nightmare. Stress is there's 4 areas. It's predominantly what you're eating, but the other areas are stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Those are the 4 areas. And then alcohol. How you manage those 4 areas. Are you maintaining your pace? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. It's a lot of areas, but it's predominantly what you're eating. The same thing it was for me. You got to switch from the diesel fuel to the unleaded fuel. Right? From the diesel to the unleaded. That's what you got to switch to. From the diesel to the unleaded. You see this? We talked about diesel to the unleaded. You want to see what can happen when you switch? You guys want to see a real life example of what happens when you switch from the diesel fuel to the unleaded? Put a me in the chat if you want to see a real life example of what happens, what can happen when you switch from the diesel fuel to the unleaded. Put a me in the chat. You want to see a real life example. Let me get some water. Of what can happen when you switch. Okay, me. All right. A lot of people said they want to know what happens. Well, here's what happens. I'm going to show you. A couple of folks want to know what happens. Here it is. Right here. I'm going to show you. This was me. This was me maybe like 5-6 years ago. Somewhere around there. You see that? That's called diabetes. That's called heart disease. And that's called obesity. I'm going to show you this camera as well. We got 2 cameras over here, folks. But that's what it is. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Right here. That's what it is. Now, here's the real life example. That was me. Here's the real life example of what happens when you switch from the diesel fuel to the unleaded. You see that? That's all I did. Simple as that. People ask me what I do all the time. Well, what'd you do? Well, what'd you do, man? Well, I just switched my fuel sources from the diesel to the unleaded. Right? It was as simple as that. And as a result, no more diabetes. You see that? Look at that. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, and no more obesity. None of that. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Look how many inches I lost off my waist. Look at that. That's a real life example, folks. It's a real life example right there in the flesh of what can happen when you switch from filling up on that wrong fuel source when you're at the pump and damaging your engine. That beautiful piece of machinery that you got, aka the human body. That's what can happen. So as I said, that was back 5-6 years ago. So as we're standing here now, November what? 15th, I think it is. November 15th, 2025. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. The triple whammy. So this is what I took. I took this medicine right here. That's standing behind me right here. Standing behind me right here. This is the same medicine that over 300 people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, they've done. The same thing. I just walk them through this. People ask me what I do. So I just get, after, I didn't get tired of people asking me what I do. I didn't get, what you do, man? I don't get tired of that. So I just said, you know what I'll do though? I'll put it into a blueprint. I'll put it into a blueprint. Now that was me over a year. You ain't gonna make a whole transformation over a year. But here's the thing: you ain't gonna make a whole transformation in 2 weeks, like people do on the 14-day challenge. They're not making a whole transformation in 2 weeks. But what they are doing is they're getting themselves off of the blood sugar roller coaster. They are getting themselves back to the normal range. There's someone, like I said yesterday, she said hers went from a 500 to a 173, and she's on day 8. She's on day 8, and that's over 300 points. Over 300 points, her fasting blood sugar dropped. This is the emails I get every day, folks. Every day. People saying that this is it's miraculous. No, it's not miraculous. Only thing that's miraculous is the light bulb came on. The light bulb came on and said, this has been it the entire time. It's been the food the entire time. It's been the food the entire time. So if you're ready for change, folks, if you're ready to put that to the test, you're ready to put that to the theory, to the test, to find out if it really was, all you got to do is switch from the fuel source, switch your fuel source from the diesel to the unleaded. That's all you got to do. You need help with that. Here's a couple of things you can do. You click right here, and then you can click on my picture again. Here's a couple of things that you can do, folks. If you're just joining us, if you're new, put a new in the chat. Put a new in the chat if you're new. You click right here. You see that link that says Linktree. Click that link that says Linktree, and here's where all the goodies are, folks. Same thing on my other socials. If you click that link, there's a link over there. You click that link, but there's a lot of goodies there, folks. There's a quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz. I'm trying to show both cameras. There's a 2-minute quiz right here. There's a 45-minute masterclass right here. It's absolutely free, folks. It's a free masterclass. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do. Pay attention. That's it. Okay. And then look, check this out. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, this is the one right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is for people who have gotten to the point where they say, I'm ready, man. Like I've been there. It's my time. It's my time to shine. It's my time to be here for my family. It's my time to, it's time to get outside of my comfort zone. If you feel that your body's been begging for a reset, then you should listen to it. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's real food, real structure. That's all we're doing. We're just eating real food. That's it. Right over here. Real food. You put real food into your unleaded burning engine. I'm telling you. Your body's way more resilient than that car engine. It's in 14 days, it'll show you. Your body will show you how resilient it really is. It's your mind that says, I don't want to do that. It's your comfort zone that says, I don't want to get outside of it. That's what it is. But your body is like, give me what I need. Your body's begging you. But your mind is like, nope, stay safe, bro. Don't change, man. Don't do it. Don't get outside of your comfort zone. That's what your mind's telling you. But your body's begging you for change. If your body's been begging you for change, you should probably listen to it. Here it is right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join this challenge. But if you use that discount code, the live discount code, ESCAPE, which will be on here for like another 10, 15 minutes or so, a half an hour, 15 minutes. Use that discount code, ESCAPE. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Not $99, but $79. 20% live discount code. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Oh, what are you escaping? You're like, well, what are you escaping? Why is it ESCAPE? Why is the discount code ESCAPE? It's ESCAPE because that's what you're going to escape. You're going to allow me to escape. What are you escaping? The bottomless pit. More and more medication. Yeah, Lady Rose, send me a DM. Send me a DM, Lady Rose, with your number. We'll call. Are you in the system? We'll give you a call. I know you've been trying to put that discount code in. we'll give you a call. But you put it in right here. Once you put your information in right here, once you go here, boom, and go to the next step, it's going to ask you what is the discount code. That's where you put it in. That's where you put it in, Lady Rose. On the next screen, when you go to step number 2, it'll say what's the discount code. You put escape, apply, and it'll drop it 20% right there. 20%. It's escape. Let's see. It don't allow me to get in at all. I've been trying to serve for. Yeah, Lady Rose, if you want to join the challenge, just please, I'm begging you, send me a DM with your number. We will call you. I know you've been at it for a while. We'll call you. We will walk you through the process. It's no problem. Somebody will give you a call. Enjoy the knowledge. But if you don't put your number in, we can't give you a call. We can't help you. Okay. I know you're laughing, but I know. No worries. But here it is, folks. That's it. If you want to join that challenge, join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. It sounds crazy. It sounds like, man, you're telling me all I got to do is eat the right food. And you telling me Kelley, man, I've been dealing with this for 15 years. This is what I say. I've been dealing with this for 15 years, you 20 years, and you telling me the whole time. You're telling me the whole time that it's just been the food? That's what you're telling me? The whole time, that's what you're telling me. It's been the food. Yeah. Yeah, it's it. It's as simple as that. People say, you make it sound so simple, Kelley. Well, that's because it is. It is simple. I told you your body wants to heal. It is your mind that wants to hold you back. It is your mind that wants to keep you comfortable. It is your mind that wants to keep you safe. Because that's how human beings are designed. We're designed for comfort. Your brain is designed for comfort, and it doesn't like anything outside of the norm. It doesn't like it. It will fight tooth and nail to stay the same, to stay within the comfort zone. But once you get outside of that, that's when that real magic happens. So you got to break that comfort zone. The thing you're afraid to change is exactly where your freedom is hiding, folks. The thing you're afraid to change is exactly where your freedom is hiding. And what are you afraid to change? Oh, yeah. You're afraid to change your lifestyle. And I get it. It's hard. But if you're afraid to change your lifestyle, in those 4 years, especially eating, if you're afraid to change your eating habits, then diabetes will persist. Because literally, what you resist, it will persist. The more you try to tap dance around cleaning up your fuel source, the more you tap dance around it, the more it's going to linger around. The more and more and more medication you're going to have to take. You're going to be in that bottomless pit for more and more medication. I'm coming to America. I want the knife. Please. You remember that pit? You remember that one? Thank you for saying that, Becky. Join the challenge and make the change. You won't regret it. No, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. You're right, Becky Bex. But what you will regret, most people will regret, is they'll regret, damn, I should have did it when I had the chance. 2 weeks? Get outside of my comfort zone for 2 weeks? I can do that. So when you say, I got to go. Now I got neuropathy. The neuropathy is getting crazy. Now they got to amputate. They got to amputate my toe. They got to amputate my leg. That's when that real regret kicks in. Like, damn. Kelley said it was the food the whole time, and I decided I didn't want to change. I decided to stay a prisoner to my preferences. I decided to avoid doing the work. Tried to tap dance around it. But here's the thing. That pain, the pain of doing that work, that's not the enemy. The real enemy is staying comfortable. That's the real enemy. Hang out with me for 14 days. I'm going to get you outside of your comfort zone. And I'm going to prove to you that the whole time it was literally the food. It wasn't the metformin. It wasn't the Manjaros. You can take all the Manjaros and the metformins and all that stuff until your face turns blue, just like this. Really won't make a difference. Until you change what's at the end of your fork. Starts there. Starts with what's at the end of your fork. Cleaning it up. You can take medication until you're blue in the face, but it ain't gonna make a damn difference. You can get all the medication from all corners of the globe and take it all. You just get it all. You just travel around the world and you just get all the medication that you want and you just tally it up and you bring it home and you take all the medication. You went to every doctor that you could possibly go to and you got all the medication in the world. Every pharmacy that you can ever, you visited every pharmacy in the world and got all the medication out of that pharmacy for your high blood sugar, insulin resistance. And you took it all. But it ain't going to make a damn difference. Because the whole time, it's this. The whole time. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. When you realize that, maybe it's your first time hearing me on these lives. Maybe it's your first time hearing me. And maybe what I'm saying is not resonating yet. Maybe it's not saying it. Maybe the light bulb hadn't come on yet. And you still don't understand that the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. Come around a little bit more. Hang around a little bit more. Come back another live. Come back again. Come back again. Come back again. And after a while, it's going to start to settle in. You're going to start seeing some of the stories and people coming on their success stories. You're going to start to think to yourself like, man, yeah, let me really see if it is the food. If you want to see if it's the food, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Let's see. All four. Let's see. Or $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge when you use that discount code ESCAPE. Barbecue sauce, vegan butter, olive oil, please. Are you saying barbecue sauce? No. Vegan butter depends on the type of butter. Barbecue sauce, and let me go back to that too. Depends. It all depends. Olive oil, yes. But the vegan butter and the barbecue sauce, it just depends. Are canned beans good to eat? Shout out to you for joining that 14-day challenge. Shout out to you for joining it. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Your blood sugar, your life, I promise you, is never going to be the same. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. Your blood sugar is never going to. You're gonna get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. Happy for you. Shout out to you. Here we go. Let's see more questions. I've been diagnosed with diabetes for 30 years. I became a strict vegan and not a carbohydrate vegan. Okay. Are you still suffering from insulin resistance? Vegan or not, doesn't really matter. It's how's your blood sugar responding based on the foods that you're eating. And sin. Okay. What's a good number? What's a good number for what? Maybe your A1C. Your A1C is a good number is a 5.3. That's a good number. But if you're talking everyday blood sugar, a good number is anything under 100. Between 70 and 100 is where you want it to be. Between 70 and 100. Those are the good numbers. I'm completely healthy as long as I keep my diet straight 30 years. Okay, no more diabetes? Is the diabetes, are you talking about type 1 or type 2 diabetes? Because if you're talking type 1, okay, I get 30 years. But type 2, we might need to talk about that a little bit. Right? There's a big difference between type 1 and type 2. Good morning. Shout out to you, Glory Shop. Sir, I want to as well. Lady Rose, I cannot have you sent me a DM. Lady Rose, raise your hand right now. Say yes if you sent me a DM with your number. If you did, okay. If you didn't, then I can't help you. I don't know how to help you. I don't know any other way. I want to know more about Lisa's question though. I'm completely healthy as long as I keep the diets for 30 years. No, it don't allow me to. Okay. It doesn't allow you to send me a DM? Sure it does. You can send me a DM. I don't know, Lady Rose. I think you're pulling my chain. I think you're just giving me a hard time. You've been giving me a hard time. I think you're just giving me a hard time. I get it. What can you do to keep your blood pressure under 100? Blood sugar under 100. Here's what you can do. You can clean up your fuel source. You start with there. Okay? You switch from the diesel fuel from the unleaded to the unleaded fuel. You fill up on unleaded fuel most of the time. What's unleaded? All of this stuff. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's what it is. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh. This is what you want to fill up on most of the time. That is how you can start getting your blood sugar under 100. And then what are you doing in the other areas of your life? What are you doing on the other areas of your life? Like stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Those are the old alcohol. That's a big one. I will continue to try. Okay, Lady Rose. I know you know how to send a DM because you sent me a DM the other day. So I know you know how to send one. So I know you're really giving me a hard time. You trolling me? I think you're trolling. I get it now. I told you I get it. Bread is good to eat when are black eyed peas unleaded? Yes, black eyed peas are unleaded. Those are going to go in the beans category. Bread is good to eat. When I eat bread, my blood sugar goes up. Yeah, whenever you eat bread, it's going to go up. Especially if you're eating it by itself. You're just eating some toast. Anytime you eat anything with glucose in it, aka carbohydrates, your blood sugar is going to go up. Now, there's some better quality breads, but at the end of the day, it's still going to make your blood sugar go up. Sourdough bread, it's all still going to make your blood sugar go up. Do you think shakes are good? Well, shakes are good, just depending on the kind of shakes that you're getting. Now, if you're talking about things like Ensure, things like that, Ensure, all that, you know what I mean? All of that, the ones on the shelves, the trash ones on the shelf. No, we're not talking about that. Glucerna. No, those are trash. But if you're getting yourself maybe like a good pea protein powder, organic pea protein, okay, good. But if you're doing a veggie, if you're just doing a fruit smoothie, that's not good. It all depends. Fruit is okay for my blood sugar, yeah. Preferably lower glycemic index fruits, things like berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, those kind of things. Preferably. And then don't eat naked fruit. Don't eat your fruit naked. Don't eat it naked. Eat it with a protein or a fat or some fiber. What should you have in the morning if the level is 121 when you wake up. A savory breakfast. You don't do a sweet breakfast. Most of the time when you eat in the morning time, people are eating a sweet breakfast. Don't eat a sweet breakfast. That's the very first thing that you can do is to don't eat a savory breakfast. Something like maybe salmon and asparagus with an avocado. That's a savory breakfast. That's a protein, a fat, and a non-starchy veggie. Or black beans unleaded? Yes, beans are, see, I got beans over here. Beans are the great equalizer. Beans, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, beans are going to be your friend. Your very best friend is going to be beans. I eat whatever I want in moderation and maintain an A1C of a 5.3 to a 5.7. I eat whatever I want in moderation and maintain an A1C of a 5.3 to a 5.7. Well, 5.7, you don't want to fluctuate that high. You don't want to, that's not nothing to brag about. You know what I'm saying? You eat 6, you eat whatever you want. You maintain a 5.3 to a 5.7. I mean, I don't know how old you are. You could be in your 20s, you could be in your 30s, could be in your 40s. But I'm going to tell you this. If you continue to eat whatever you want, by the time you get to be in, like, I don't know how old you are again. The older you get, the more that engine is going to start to gunk up a little bit. You know what I mean? When we're talking about unleaded versus diesel, the older that engine gets, the more it's going to start to gunk up. The more tune-ups you got to go get. You got to go get a daggone tune-up. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you get diabetes. And that's how we get diabetes. That's how we get high blood sugar, folks. That's how I got it. Eating whatever I wanted, whenever I want it, however I want it, for as long as I want it. And as a result, A1C 6.5. So when it comes to moderation, you got to put a number on it. We got 90-10. I don't know what your definition of moderation is because everybody has a different definition of moderation. Your definition of moderation could be 50-50. 50% of the time I eat trash, 50% of the time I eat good. That's your moderation. Or it could be 60-40. My definition of moderation is 90-10 though. That's my definition. So it all depends. It's a variable subject. Okay. Apple okay for fruit. Yeah, fruit is okay. But you want to make sure you eat fruit. Again, we got fruit up here. But you want to make sure you eat fruit. Don't eat naked fruit, right? Don't eat naked fruit. Don't eat it naked. Always put some clothing on it first. But all right, folks, we're getting ready to get up out of here. I tell you we'd be here for a couple more minutes. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. I hope I served y'all well today when it comes to this little thing called type 2 diabetes. Right? But I really hope I did. Because here's the thing. I'm going to end it how I started it. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, folks, it is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. Meaning if it was the diet and lifestyle that caused it, it's going to be the same diet and lifestyle that gets you out of it. Now, what do I mean by the lifestyle? The food that you eat. Everything that you eat is going to be either hurting you or harming you. Hurting you or helping you or giving you life. This is the last time we're going to be on the weekends. We normally on. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be. We got a special show tomorrow. But we'll be back tomorrow, 10 Central Time, 11 Eastern, somewhere around there, 11 Eastern tomorrow. But typically we're on Monday through Saturday. But we're switching things up because basketball season starting. I referee basketball. So here's what we're doing. Monday through Friday. You're quite welcome. Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern to noon. Monday through Friday. No more Saturdays. We're done with the Saturdays. If you see me come up on a Saturday, it's because of a pop-up. I ain't even going to announce it. I'm just I'm here on a Saturday. So this is the last Saturday for a while. So we did Saturdays all year. Second half of the year, no more Saturdays because basketball season started. Here's the thing, folks. And I referee basketball. Here's the thing. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary. What do you say about eating pasta? Last question. Pasta is okay as long as you eat it in moderation for real. And if you do lentil pasta or chickpea pasta, those are the only something like a lentil pasta or chickpea pasta. None of the regular whole grain pasta, the old school pasta that you throw against the wall. We ain't just checking to see if it done that. We ain't talking about that. So here it is. I'll leave y'all with this, folks. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. It was the diet and lifestyle that caused it, most likely. So it's the diet and lifestyle that's going to get you out. Now, people say, well, how do you help, Kelley? How can you help me? I need help, man. How you going to leave me without this help? No, I ain't going to leave you without this help, but here's what I am going to do. I am going to show you where it is. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again. Here's where you're going to come up to. You're going to come to my page. Here's where my page is, right here. You click right here. You click on that picture that says Linktree. See that one that says Linktree? Click that one. It's on TikTok. For my other socials, if you click that one that's in my description, there's a lot of freebies on here. There's a quiz, masterclass, all kinds of freebies on here. But this one right here is the big one. This is the one that says, if you're ready for serious change, if you've gotten to the point where you say, I'm ready for change. I'm ready for change. I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. This is the one. This is the 14-day challenge. In 14 days, I'm going to show you what can happen in as little as 14 days. Some people hit me up all the time. Like I said, they're on some people on day 8, some people on day 3, some people on day 7, people day 6. They already get crazy results in these shorter period amount of time. Why? It's because it's the food. It's the food that's causing it. So if it's the food that's causing it, then it's the food that is going to get you out of it. Same way it did for me. Same way it did for over 300 people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. These are the people who are serious. If you're not serious, the challenge ain't going to be for you. Why? Because it's a challenge. That's why it's called a challenge. It didn't call it the 14-day cakewalk. You know what I mean? And call it 14-day cakewalk. Call it 14-day challenge. Blood sugar reset challenge. Challenge means we're going to take you outside of your comfort zone. That's what it is. But here's the thing, though. That's it, though. We have to do this. We have to take you outside of your comfort zone because that's the only way that you're going to get there. That's the only way. Because here's the thing. Everything that you want, think of it like this. Everything that you want and you don't have is on the other side of something hard. That's where it is. Everything that you want and you do not have it yet is literally on the other side of something hard. So if you want it, all you got to do is step out and everything you want is right there. Everything. Here's one of my favorite quotes right here. Here's one of my favorite quotes. Here it is. Write this one down. If you don't remember anything, remember this. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. But if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what's easy, what's easy? What's easy is just to do whatever you want, whenever you want, eat whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. That's real easy. And your life's going to be hard. It's hard, ain't it? Diabetes is hard as hell, ain't it? Type 2, having high blood sugar and getting your butt whooped every day by blood sugar and insulin and all that, that's hard, ain't it? That's real hard. But on the other side, if you do what's hard, your life will be easy. changing your lifestyle and changing what you eat, that stuff is hard. It's hard to change your diet and lifestyle because your mind is like, no, stay safe, bro. Eat the Twinkies, eat the ding dongs, stay inside of your comfort zone. Stay inside of it. So if you do what's easy, your life gonna be hard as hell, man. I'm telling you, that diabetes is gonna whip your butt. But if you do what's hard, man, you can have diabetes freedom. You can keep your the neuropathy most likely will go away. You can keep your toes. You can keep your ankles. You can keep your legs. You know what? You can even keep your sight, folks. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you do what's hard, changing your diet and lifestyle, if you do that, you can save your sight. If you do what's hard, you know what's hard? Changing your lifestyle. But you know what's harder? When they hook you up to that dialysis machine for your kidneys. Now that's hard. 3 times a week dialysis? Whoo! That's hard. If you're ready to do what's hard for 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. Just do what's hard for 2 weeks. It's a challenge. Take you outside of it. But at the end of it, at the end of them 14 days, your life is going to be so much more easier. I promise you it is. If you're ready to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE like somebody just did. So shout out to them for joining that challenge. Shout out to them for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you want to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. $79 to join that challenge. But if you're not ready, if you say, I ain't ready yet, man. I ain't ready yet. The pain has not gotten bad enough yet. I'm not in enough pain yet for me to want to take action. I ain't there yet. There's a lot of freebies on my page too. You may say, I just want more information, man. I just want more information because Kelley, I don't know you from a pan of paint. You know, I don't know you from a hole in the wall. You're freaking wearing Martin shirts with Dragonfly Jones on it, dude. I know you from nowhere. I said, all right, cool. There's a lot of freebies that you can grab on my stuff. You're like, man, I don't know you, but I'm gonna keep you at a respectable distance, bro. I don't know you like that. Lady Rose, shout out to you if you did it. I thought you were playing jokes with me, but you did it. You did it. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now it's time to show up and do the work. It's time for you to show up, do the work, and you do it again the next day. You do that. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. I promise you, your life will be easier. Does it take 2 weeks to get rid of diabetes? No, it don't take 2 weeks. Takes at least 3 to 4 months. Takes at least 3 to 4 months. But in 14 days, you can put a huge freaking dent in your overall A1C. Some people are taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Real numbers, 2 points. From a 7.1 to a 5.7. Some people even taking off their medication by their doctor. I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe you medication or take you off your medication. I don't have the authority. I don't have the unmitigated gall. I don't have the audacity to take you off of your medication. Who am I? Can't do that. I'm a nutritionist, yeah, a health coach, but I'm not the doctor. They've got the medical degrees, you know what I mean? But here's what I know. I know that we've blown a hell of a lot of doctors' minds in as little as 2 weeks. I know that. Doctors were like, hey, how did you do that? How did you get the A1C to go down? How did you reverse this thing like that? Now, it's not going to take you 2 weeks to reverse it. But you can put you can make your doctor go, whoa, you don't need any more medication. People have been taken off of their glycosides. People have been taken off of their metformin. People have been even taken off of their GLP-1s. Glucagon-like peptide number 1. You know the ones, Ozempic, Wegovy's. You know the ones I'm talking about. In 14 days. People have dropped their A1C in 30 days. We go a little bit longer. People drop their A1C 3 points from a 9.5 to a 6.5 in a month. Or like Tim did, he said his was at a 13. Now it's at a 6.5. This is after a month, folks. 30 days of clean eating. That's how badly your body wants to heal. That's how badly it wants to heal. You give it what it needs, it will heal. You get outside of your comfort zone, it will heal. But until you do, I promise you, it's just going to stay the same. You want to know what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to paint the picture for you. Let's picture this, right? Picture this 5 years from now. It's the year 2030. I want everybody to put that in their mind right now. 2030. 5 years from now. They're surely going to arrive. You're going to arrive there. But the question is, where? Where are you going to arrive? You're going to arrive at a well-designed destination, or are you going to arrive at an undesigned destination? Because I'm going to tell you, you don't want to arrive at an undesigned destination. Meaning you didn't change anything. You didn't change anything about what you were eating. You didn't change anything. You didn't change how you was moving your body. Only thing that changed in these last 5 years is your prescription. That's the only thing that changed in the last 5 years. In the year 2030, we're in 2025 right now. The only thing that's going to change in 2030, if you don't change anything, is your prescription. On everything. I promise you, that's it. That's all that's going to change. What kind of prescription? You're just going to get a stronger one. That's it. It's going to get a stronger prescription. But as far as the diabetes and the insulin resistance is concerned, that ain't going to change. Why? It's because you didn't do anything about it. You did what was easy. It's taking the medication. It's easy. Sit on the couch, watch Game of Thrones, Netflix, binge watch. Eat Ho-Ho Twinkies. Have Cheeto dust hanging out of your belly button, like mine. Look. You want to know what I'm talking about? Cheeto dust hanging outside of your belly button? This is it. You see that? You see why I got my finger there? You see why I got my hand specifically right there in that place on that picture right here? You see my hands? Look what my hands are. It's right by my belly button, right? You want to know what I was hiding inside of that? The reason I didn't want to move my hands right there? I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna show you a little closer. So what I had inside of my belly right here, a better picture. I literally had Cheeto dust hanging inside of my belly button. Literal Cheeto dust, folks. That's why I was struggling with my weight. That's why I had heart disease, and that's why I had diabetes. Cheeto dust. If you're like I was, you got a lot of Cheeto dust in your belly button. 14-day challenge is calling your name. Your blood sugar's been high for way, way too long. If you're done making excuses and ready to make progress, then join that 14-day challenge and prove yourself right. Prove yourself right that you're done making excuses. All right, that's it, folks. We're done. We're done for the day. We'll be back tomorrow. We're not doing it's not a traditional, it's not gonna be, we ain't gonna be talking about the challenges and all that stuff tomorrow. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have some guests on tomorrow. So it's gonna be a different type of show. We're not gonna be getting up on the board talking about all kind of stuff. It's gonna be more laid back podcast type of style tomorrow. So join in tomorrow, 10 Central Eastern Time. We'll be back. Like I said, it's the last time I'm going to be going live on the weekends for a hot little minute. Typically, I go live on the weekends, but it's now just going to be Monday through Friday. Be going in. But yeah, join us tomorrow, folks. But in the meantime, if you want to join that 14-day challenge, you know where it is. It's linked in my bio. You use that discount code ESCAPE. You join that challenge at a discounted rate, $79 to join that 14-day challenge. PayPal's not working for it's $79 to join that challenge. PayPal's not working for me. PayPal should be PayPal. Somebody just used PayPal, so it's running like a champ. I don't know. It's running like a champ. Let me see. Let me see. Should be running like a champ. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if PayPal's running like a champ. Let me see. Yeah. PayPal's running like a champ. It's running like a champ. Where join where? Here's where you join. Here's where you join right here. Right here. So if you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. But yeah, PayPal's working like a champ. Click right here. Click on my picture again. And you're going to come to... All right, let's start from the beginning. So if we're right here, you click right here, and then you click on my picture again, and then you'll come right here. You'll come right here. See that pic? You see that link that I clicked? It says Linktree. You click on that link that says Linktree one more time. Right, if you're on my page, click that link that says Linktree right there. Boom. There it is. There's a lot of goodies on there. Quiz, masterclass, but the 14-day challenge is right here. 14-day challenge is right here. Quiz, masterclass, 14-day challenge is right here. There it is. Ready to take control of your blood sugar? If that's you. Use that discount code, ESCAPE. ESCAPE is the discount code. Join the challenge for $79 to join that 14-day challenge. Do you have Cash App? Is there? I don't know if that's one of the payment options, but we do have a Cash App account. Yeah, send me a DM, and we'll send you what the Cash App one is. But it's typically we do PayPal, Stripe, all of the other stuff. You know what I mean? Apple Pay, all of that. I know that's in there. Medication. Yeah, medication. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. That's it. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. When you're ready to escape, when you're ready to find that out, you use that discount code ESCAPE, and you're going to find out that it's been the food the entire time. So that's it, folks. We're getting ready to sign up out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be on for a shorter live, though. It's not going to be as long tomorrow. Yeah. You rock. Thanks for being here every weekday. Right? It's the weekend now, but yeah, it's gonna be the end of the weekends and probably until like Valentine's Day. Well, maybe we'll be back on the weekends after Valentine's Day. That's when basketball season's over. For those who don't know, I referee basketball, folks. I referee. I'm out there on the court. My first game's Monday. High school basketball. A lot of people are always yelling at me. It's how you build up resilience, though. It's how you have a peaceful mind. Is if you're a referee, man, you can do it. You can withstand a lot of stuff. But here's the thing. Talk about being a referee. If there's time left on the clock, then it's time to turn things around. Okay? If there's time left on your clock, meaning if you ain't in the dirt yet, it's time to turn things around. I told you I referee basketball. One time, I remember last year actually. It was a game, girls game. These girls were getting their butt whooped the whole time, the whole game. And then in the second half, or maybe the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, they just started to make a comeback. There was still time left in the fourth quarter. They just slowly started to make a comeback. And I'm like, man, these girls are coming back. I didn't really look at the score until the last possession of the game. The last minute of the game, I'm like, oh, this game's getting tight. The last possession of the game, this girl came down. It was just like something out of a movie. She came down and with the buzzer clicking out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She hit the three. She shot the three. Boom. From behind the three. Boom. Nothing but net. As the buzzer went off. Game goes to overtime. And they win in overtime. They won the game, but they were getting their butt whooped. And I'm like, there's no way that this game is going to. And me and my partner looked at each other like, my referee partner, we looked at each other like, yo, that was crazy. They won the game. If there's still time left on your clock, you can still win that game. You can still turn things around, folks. Here it is. PayPal didn't work for me. I tried 3 times. I'll try again tomorrow. We'll shoot you a message. We'll see what's going on with it. But yeah, it's been working. It's been working all day. Here it is. Here it is, folks. I'm going to leave y'all with this. I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around. Every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around.